Mm-mm-mm. Hey guys, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Double tap the screen on your way in. Y'all already know how it go. So we can get this party started. Y'all already know. Get them likes up. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Get them likes up. The weather is finally starting to break in the tri-state. I'm so happy. Y'all don't understand. Thank you, Mrs. E. Because, baby, it was a cold winter with all of these winter storms. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. But I really want to have this conversation because I keep seeing videos of people just bashing black people, talking about black women, talking about black men, talking about us as a community. And I'm trying to figure out, what did we do to upset the whole goddamn globe? I know we haven't done anything. We haven't subjugated people. We haven't invaded anybody. Stop chomping. Don't tell me what to do. We haven't invaded people's homes. We haven't invaded people's territories. We haven't unalived people, not African men. Here you go, making it about Africans. People do not... You think Africans get treated well on a global scale? You gotta be out of your mind. You done flew over the cuckoo's nest. People do not jack African men. You crazy. African men cosplay as American men when they go abroad. But it just gets to a point. So we gonna open up this discussion so I can see what y'all's thoughts are on this. Because like I said, I already have my own. I've already made my own inferences. I've already, thought about how I feel. Man, forget that. Hey, thank you, I-20. Focus on the money. Everybody want to be black, though. Thanks, boo. Black American men are unaliving black women every hour. The femicide rate is something that needs to be worked on, but black American men are not the only men that's unaliving women. And that's not the case. I've definitely talked about the femicide rate in our community. I've absolutely talked about it. But we are not the only people experiencing things like that. Especially not when it comes to the crime that's happening to women in third world countries. And in other parts of the world. And that's the thing. Why is it that we always have to be magnified when other communities are doing the same thing, if not worse? Glad I took a nap. Yeah, I took a nap too. I was asleep for like 4 hours. I took a nap too. What you eating? Some pasta that I made yesterday. I'm just eating the rest of it. It's penne pasta with baby bella mushrooms, broccoli, spinach, and chicken. Africans and Caribbeans, they can't, especially the Africans, child, they cannot help but to censor themselves. Watch when we open up this panel. FedEx me a plate. I got you. Watch when we open up this panel, Africans gonna come in here and just censor themselves. They can't help it. And then they'll say, why y'all always talking about us? I'm telling you, they cannot help it but to censor themselves in our spaces. It's just what they do. Everything has to be about African. And then they be wanting to cry, talking about people always bringing them up. But for mine, the indigenous community can answer. What do you mean can answer? Oh, you mean I can answer? That's what you mean? Share the live, y'all. Double tap. So I can start bringing people up on the panel. If you talk to me crazy, I'm going to drop you. I don't want to argue. I don't want to give restrictions. We want the live to be smooth. If you keep talking over people and coming off your mic, I'm going to drop you. It's no love lost. It doesn't mean that I'm angry. You probably annoyed me. But if I just drop you randomly, that just means you was on the panel for a long time and I have to swap out. I cannot just allow the same people when it's like a room full of people trying to come on. I can't allow the same people to just sit on a live the entire time and not swap out people. Like sometimes when people are like a keynote speaker, I'll let them stay on for an extended period of time because they add a lot to the conversation. But for the most part, I have to swap people out. It's not anything personal, okay? So don't get offended or be like, oh, what happened? You dropped me. Probably because you was on tea time. You spoke your piece already. And then I got to give somebody else a chance. Oh, it's 11:11. Make a wish, bitches. Hey, Unwritten. We getting there. I cuss too much. I'm a vibe in the comments. You do not cuss that much. I'm here eating Chipotle. Oh, I love Chipotle. Did you see the girl with the chicken blood? Yes, I did I was gonna make the live centered on that, but maybe tomorrow I'll come back a little earlier and we could talk about what people think about that. But I can't do late night lives when people talking about rituals and stuff because I be scared. Like I'm home by myself. I'm not always home by myself at night, but I am. So I can't, Jack. I cannot be talking about that. I'm scared. I'm a scaredy cat. Okay. So we're gonna have to do that in the daytime. But I do want to talk about it. The live, not the live. Oh shit. I made a video on it and it's starting to go a little viral. So probably when I wake up, it'll probably be like a viral video. And then we can make a prompt. We can talk about it in the daylight hours. In the daytime, okay? Yo, they was going in. They was trying to pull up pictures that other live. I said, I can't be up in here like this by myself at night. I got to burn some sage. I can't be talking about the hootie hoo during the witching hour, child. Y'all got me fucked up. Like I said, and when I'm on here late, like for a long time, I'm usually by myself because I don't like, I don't want to be rude if somebody's here, but yeah, when I'm by myself like this, I cannot talk about hoodoo and all of that other stuff. Yes, Professor Alan, he want to get into it. Him and the other lady, I can't remember her name. The one that says she had all of the terrible things. Thank you, Minds. Yeah, man, is the things that happened to her in Ghana, like that's very traumatic too. Like I understand people need to get it off their chest, but stuff like that, I don't know. I don't like to, I be like, damn, it'd be too much for me. Like, that's why at one point I used to do kind of like an advice column where like people would call me, for a couple dollars. I would talk to them for however, whatever. And they would email me, and like sometimes people would just have so much heavy trauma. I have trauma too. We all have things that we have to work through. But I was like, damn, I got to be in a certain headspace to be able to talk to people. You know, like, I don't know how, like, psychologists and psychiatrists, like, how they do that. Therapists, period. But they always say a therapist got a therapist, you know, but it's a lot when people be just, because, damn, I'm a very empathetic person. Yeah, I know who you're talking about because I brought her book about Ghana. How was the book? Yes, exactly. The therapists need therapists. Was the book a good read, Dishonor? Your cow? Why is that your username? That's funny. I just went through that several hours ago. Yeah, you know, sometimes the trauma dumping is heavy. Like, and I know, like, when we're in conversation and the context matters, so if it makes sense about what we're talking about, I get it. But people have to be mindful of doing that because everybody's not ready to receive that or in a mind state to hear that, because it also could trigger somebody. You know what I mean? Or it makes you feel like it's just very heavy. So, like, me and my friends, my good friends, like, I don't trauma dump on. We used to when we were younger, but now that we're like grown ass women, we'll say, like, you know, is it okay if we talk about this? Like, we ask for we ask for consent. Like, or, you know, I'm going through something, like, do you have a moment? Are you busy? Is it okay? Because some people are not in a state of mind to listen to other people's trauma. Like, so, you know, people, we just, you know, your voice reminds me of Miss Jones radio. I've heard that, but I'm not sure who that is. Did you see that Lizzo supported her Black American culture at the rodeo show? I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw, thank you, K Journey. I saw, what the fuck am I saying? Oh, I saw, like, some of the, like, the marching band waving the flags. And then I also saw people were upset about it because they were like, no, this doesn't need to be a mainstream thing. And I'm kind of on the fence because it's like, why shouldn't the Black American flag be mainstream? But then I understand too, like, you know, we kind of want to, well, we need to gatekeep what it is that we have going on more, because look at what they did with Juneteenth, like, and how big corporations have been exploiting it. But I'm sure the flag, you know, you can't just use it. Hopefully the owners have, like, the copyrights to, oh, I don't even know how that works with a flag, though. I'm not even sure. So it's kind of like a tricky space. I see you talk about our lineage, but sending love to anyone going through it. Of course, we send love to people. Oh, we there. Okay, let me go grab a drink. Non-alcoholic, of course. Wait, did y'all hear about I don't know what I can say on live. I don't want to get restricted. But the stuff that starts with an E and ends with an L being put into the vapes and the Henny. Y'all, they lacing the substances, y'all. It's a lot going on. We have to be mindful of what we're partaking in, if you know what I mean. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, because it's getting real sticky out here. Also, did you hear about them? Thank you, Tornado. Did you guys hear about them putting restrictions on the water usage? Like, we can't use a certain amount of water now for March 9th, for tomorrow. It's because of the goddamn AI, child. It's the AI. Because what you mean we can't use water? You don't think that's real, that we can't use water on the 9th? I saw a news clipping, but everything is AI and fake news. Yeah, but I don't know what's real or what's not these days. The Saudi and the AI, yeah. But I also did see that, you know, in New York City, that some people tried to throw a BOMB at the mayor out there. That is not real people. It's a lot going on. Yo, us millennials, if you're a millennial, you done lived through some of the most historical moments. Our timeline is literally going to be written in the history books. Like, literally. Like, do y'all even realize that? We're living in an iconic time. A legendary time. A monumental. We've been through so many series of events. It's crazy. Thank you, grateful. Oh, I need to grab my iPad. Okay, love bugs. Are you ready for love? Okay. All right. Yeah, so now I'm going to start bringing people up on the panel. If you want to come up on the panel, there's like a little symbol at the bottom that you press. Okay. I'm just going to do the... Hey, K Journey.
Hey, boo. Hey, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Didn't this week go by quick in the
It went by
weekend?
so quick. It did, but I had
It's
a time. I
crazy.
turned 44 on Friday, so I had a really good weekend.
Ooh.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Hey
Thank
y'all, what's
you.
going
Thank
on?
you. Hey,
My son turned 17 yesterday, and my daughter turns 21 tomorrow.
Oh, well, happy
oh, well,
birthday
happy
to
birthday
them.
to them.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead, boo. We're going to go in order in which I brought you guys up.
Okay.
Everybody else, I got to mute because it's feedback. Let me mute you. You got to mute. It's too much feedback. Okay, go ahead. You can answer the prompt. Can you see it?
You talking to me, Love Jones?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I can see the prompt. Why is anti-blackness so rampant? Um, because people feel entitled to use and abuse Black people, Black Americans, FBAs. They want to
Mm-hmm.
be able to do the same thing that white people did, the oppressors in this country to us, and get away
Mm-hmm.
with it. And because we're not going, they don't like it. And not only that, we're resilient. We're
Yes.
resilient. We fall down and we get up. We're not fleeing. We're not going anywhere else. We're standing in the paint. We're standing in the mud, and we're still finding our way. And so, with us doing that, they feel like they have equity in that. You don't. It's not
Mm-hmm.
yours. You don't get to pull something out that you haven't made deposit into, and you can't make deposit into. It's a birthright. But I think that's why the anti-blackness is so loud and so rampant. Is because
Mm-hmm.
people feel entitled to that type of labor. Um, and their cowardice is showing. They're cowards, and they expect us to go ahead and fight for them. What has Black Americans done to make other ethnicities and races? What was the last part? Dislike us so
Dislike them
much?
so much.
Exactly what I said. And that level of confidence, that level of being that bold, they don't like it. They they,
Mm-hmm.
they don't like it. They don't like that we want access to the resources that they have that we earn. They don't like that either.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like us, loving on ourselves, taking care of ourselves. And again, they hate that resiliency. No, I don't want to say hate it because I don't want you to get flagged, but they don't like that resiliency in us, and they just simply think they're entitled to it, and they think that they're bigger than the program. That's all.
Okay. Thanks, boo. And thank you for the gifts and always supporting my lives. I appreciate you.
You're welcome, though. See you later. Bye.
Okay. Grateful is your go. I don't know why they put you down at the bottom, but I know that I pulled you up next. So you could give us your ethnicity and you could go ahead and answer the prompt.
Thank you. Good evening. So, I'm, of course, African American, and
Okay.
I'm 50, and I've seen a lot. And for whatever reason, I'm not entirely sure. Let me go ahead and read the prompt. Why is anti-blackness so rampant? That's a very good question because what I find on like TikTok and some of the other, apps, there's a lot of infighting between brothers and sisters that, it seems like it's rooted in Zionism and white supremacy because you can't find in their communities or on any of their platforms where, they're saying anything derogatory about one another. And it's really unfortunate considering what we've, been through, and what we've overcome. But it's like when we take further steps ahead, we get knocked back. And it's too much infighting between black men and black women. And a lot of it, again, like I said, is rooted in Zionism and white supremacy. And what has black
Can you
America?
break down what Zionism is?
So Zionism basically is this process of basically it's like the Aryan Brotherhood and all of these ideologies that are anti-black or this more pro-white and white supremacy and The religious faction is if you're not black, blue-eyed, blonde hair, then you're not purebred. So it's a lot of those things that are rooted, that are happening. And, you still have a lot of Sambos that are, indoctrinated into
Oh,
self-hate.
I'm sorry, Grateful. I'm gonna just interject. So I googled it, and it said it's a nationalist, political, and ideological movement advocating for the self-determination of the Uish people. I'm dropping the J for I don't want to get restriction.
Right.
The establishment, support, and protection of the Uish nation and
Hmm.
the ancestral homeland. So the land of the is not real people, basically.
Hmm.
So it's like, do you mean specifically the Uish, like short hat people? Is that? Or are you just
Partly, partly.
because that's what Zionism means?
Yep.
So that's what I was trying to figure out. Like,
Yep. Partly. So,
how you know.
anything that's not black, in certain spaces, there's this need for, conflict. And, the togetherness that we had in the 60s and the 50s and the 70s, has, pretty much evaporated over the years, where you see all of this self-hate between the genders. So it's just unfortunate. And the more successes that we make, it's like you're being pushed back. Just like with, Shirley Chisholm, she ran for president. What happened with her? What happened with Stacey Abrams? What happened with Kamala Harris? What happened with Jasmine Crockett? It's starting with, black women. 92% of the black women voted for Kamala Harris, and you see what's happening with, black women.
Wait,
And
do you have an immigrant background?
no, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
And some of those women have immigrant backgrounds. So a lot of people would say that even, running for them or voting for them wouldn't even directly align with our interests because a lot of their policies directly align with immigrants and not Black American people.
mhm. Okay. I mean, that's a fair assessment, but again, when they go into those white spaces, those white T spaces, they're not recognized as immigrants. They're recognized as one of us. So, like I said, it's just unfortunate that all of the attacks on the black community, on the BLK community, are from within. Similar to if you're familiar with COINTELPRO, how, you know, they did all of those nasty things and, contributed to the assassinations of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. So it's just a lot of different things that, I feel like we have to come together and just really join forces and really understand exactly what's going on, that there's an attack on us and there's an attack from within.
So you think that anti-blackness and you think that the reason why other ethnic groups don't like us is because of us, so it's our fault?
No, 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 that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is because we have been resilient. So 400 years of slavery, you know, once we appeared in the census in 1870, that's when, we were starting to be able to trace our ancestry, trace our roots back where we came from, because prior to 1870, it's virtually impossible, to find out who we are. So that's
That's
part
not
of it.
true.
Mm, if
That's
you're,
not true. Have you done your genealogy?
I've done my genealogy. I've gone back
And you
five.
haven't been able to find anything past 1870?
So it's very difficult. So I got some details as far as like my fourth great grandfather and my fifth great grandfathers, but like past 1805, like if they were coming up under the slave schedule, if they were not free blacks, then you have to really dig deep into the slave schedules. And with the slave schedules, you have to determine, basically the mother, if the way that it was organized, the mother would be listed and then the children would be listed with the mother. So you would look and see who the oldest woman was and then see, what children would be associated with it. But some of those records have been destroyed in some sectors. So, and I've also did my African ancestry. I know what my African tribe is on my father's side.
Wait, so it's hard for you to go back further than 1800s in the United States of America, but you were able to trace a tribe in Africa that was it a West African country?
Yep. So let me tell you how they did it. So
West
they
African countries weren't even established till after the Berlin Conference split them up and renamed them. A lot of those countries didn't even exist until the 60s.
so let me tell you how they did it. So African Ancestry is a website where I did my DNA, and
Oh, okay.
it traced it to the Central African Republic, which is the Lasango tribe.
Did you
So
trace any people?
no people,
If you,
unfortunately.
well, then what are you tracing to?
So basically, the mitochondria, whatever the DNA that you submit, it
Mm-hmm.
compares it to the DNA of the tribes.
Of
So
people, correct?
right.
So you should be able to trace the people. That's what DNA tests are for.
So with African ancestry, unfortunately, it's not like ancestry.com where you can actually see, your relatives, because we have a website on the book face
Well, then who
where,
do you think that they're tracing your DNA to?
what do you mean?
If they're not giving you any relatives, how are they tracing it to people?
So my understanding is that the ancestry that they did, it's based on the genealogy that's, presently there. And I
From
guess
people.
Oh,
right. But what you're saying is, a specific individual person, but we can't, like, I've never met, somebody that shares the exact same DNA as I do, because you got to remember, after 10
wait.
generations,
Yes,
the
you
DNA.
have. You know your mom and you have brothers and
No, no, no,
sisters
no, no, no. I'm
and your
talking about,
dad.
I'm
Huh?
talking about beyond, because the DNA for African ancestry goes back 2,000 years.
And you believe
But you
that.
would, so if you, that's not, but that's not possible. I'm so sorry.
Why isn't it possible?
Unwritten, I think we gotta just let it,
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. I have 5 new people on the panel,
Thank you.
so okay. Can we have ADOS
Yeah, yeah.
FBA? Can we have your ethnicity? And you could go ahead and answer the prompt.
I'm foundational Black American, or commonly known as African American.
Okay.
31 years of age. Um, I think there's a connection between the first and the second prompt here. It says, "Why is anti-blackness so rampant?" I think it's a white tea supremacist export. Actually, I think it's if the dominant culture is white, then everything that comes with that culture is going to be shared as well. So the cuisine, like what they eat, pizza, all that stuff, the religion, Christianity, the whole thing of white tea culture is being expressed and shared with the entire world. So I think just the same as like rock and roll is exported, anti-blackness is also exported to
Mm,
different regions of the world.
okay.
Now, with that being said, the second prompt: what has Black Americans done to make other ethnicities and races dislike them? I don't think it has anything to do what we've done to other people, because obviously we know damn well we haven't done anything to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
What it is it's contempt. It's
Mm.
not spite. So you're spiteful when someone does something to you, but when when you have somebody in contempt, it's because a low level of respect. So it's coming from the anti-blackness uh, side of things. So they have a very low level of disdain towards us, sometimes high. So think of like if there's like a woman and a man is pursuing her, but this man is like overweight, he's broke, you know what I'm saying? He has body odor, and he goes up to this woman and starts to talk to her. It's a good chance that she's going to be offended that he would even try to come up and talk to her,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's contempt, because you're like, we're not even on the same level. Why would you even try to
So
talk
you
to me?
think the world, even people in third world countries, feel like Black Americans are not on the same level as them?
Oh, absolutely. It has nothing to
That
do
is
with
outrageous.
it has nothing to do with economic status. It has everything to do with the racial hierarchy that white people set up. And you can go to Latin America, which Spain is the main one that colonized them. So even though in Latin America, A lot of them are doing a lot worse than we are economically here in America. They still look down upon us because of the racial hierarchy. Tells them that even though I'm poor, I may be doing worse off. It's no different than white
Thank you,
people.
Missy.
It's actually no different than white people here in America. You have plenty of African Americans doing far better than the average white person, yet they still have this racial pride and look down on us. It has nothing to do with economic status. They just think
Yeah.
because they're white that they're just automatically better than us. So it's contempt. It's not about what we've done to them. They just think that they're better than us, and so they want nothing to do with us. And and if we're in front of them, they try to mock us or discriminate against us or avoid us, or that's where it's coming from.
So how do you
That's my
explain, because you said they want nothing to do with us, but they literally absorb our culture. They
exactly.
cosplay us, they act like us, they talk like us, they walk like us, they dress like us, they utilize all of the things that we've created and innovated every single day of their lives. So how is it that they want nothing to do with us, but yet they embody everything that we are? What do you think about that?
Well, it's just exploit. It's just the nature of being just exploiting us. They don't. It's not just because I like pizza doesn't mean I like Italians. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
that's two totally different things. I can like vagina, but be a misogynist. I can not respect women, but I'm sleeping with a bunch of women. You see what I'm
So,
saying?
what do you say about the other racial groups that are closely related to us as far as phenotype and color and features and texture, but yet they still seem to have the same contempt that you speak of? What about
Again,
that when it has nothing to do with racial identity?
well, yeah, that's tribalism. That would be called tribalism. Um, so they're not like they don't their disdain isn't based on race. It would be based on tribalism. This is common within every race. White people, like I'm sure you guys heard of gingers. Like I don't know why, but they don't. A lot of white people don't like gingers. Or you can look at the like you call them is not real.
Hmm.
They're Europeans. They're white, but a lot of well, I'm not going to say it because I probably can't say it, but NAZIs, they look down on those white
Thanks,
people.
Sean. Hmm.
And it's the same thing with Asian people. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but there's a war going on between like Koreans and Siblings, so like Southeast Asians right now.
Mm.
uh and, and also like if you look at Japan's history, they actually used to colonize Korea in China, and so there's a huge beef, tribalism going on between Asians. So this is common amongst all races. So Africans looking down on African Americans, it's more about tribalism than racism, I would say.
Okay. Dennis, can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead, and then after Dennis is going to be Light Chief.
Yes, hello.
Yes, can we have your ethnicity?
Indigenous African.
You said what?
Indigenous African.
Are you east, south,
West,
west?
West, West, Nigeria.
Okay, go ahead.
Why is anti-blackness so rampant? Well, it's the fault of the black people. Black people have proven to be stubborn, undisciplined, uneducated, and backward for so many years. And there have been studies that have proven that they are not willing to change. So therefore, anti-blackness keeps spreading. And that is why we are having a lot of mixed children, because we believe mixed children are the only hope for the black race. So therefore, anti-blackness will keep spreading if more black people don't get married legally instead of having multiple baby mamas. Anti-blackness will keep spreading if black people does not stop talking on the street. Anti-blackness will keep spreading if black people does not stop stealing
Thanks,
from
beautiful.
Walmart. Anti-blackness will keep spreading if black people does not have the mentality of always fighting every single time. Of singing ghetto music, twerking. All of these behavior are socially unacceptable. These are animalistic tendencies.
Wait,
You
are
know,
you just talking about Nigerians?
no, no, not Nigeria. Most especially when I mean black,
No,
and
I
most
think you
especially
you
black
you
American.
should you no you as a Nigerian are in no position to say anything about Black Americans as far as ghetto and twerking. You guys literally are very loud. You're in the streets yelling. The way you communicate is through yelling and fighting and stealing and doing rituals on each other.
Mm-hmm.
You have the nerve to talk about stealing when you are the most corrupt. All of your politicians are corrupt. You all vote for criminals. You praise corruption. You praise scammers. You praise people that are doing unlawful things, and none of them ever get arrested or charged or penalized for the heinous things that they do against humanity. You talk about baby mamas. You all have over 50 million orphans over there on that side of the world. The mothers and the fathers leave. That you have the highest rate of paternity fraud next to Jamaica, over in Nigeria. You have breeding farms. You still have forms of slave trades. You sell your children. You make them house boys and house girls. You sell them amongst each other. You sell children to dive into the depths of the ocean to fish. You have water canals that are filled with feces. You guys eat rat kebabs, and you have dog festivals. So I don't understand how you're conflating what it is that you all are doing over there. Thank you, Fly, with Black Americans. Yes, we have things that we do need to work on and fix, but we also don't have an anti-Blackness to whereas we feel like we need to breed ourselves out with white people. We don't worship whiteness. We do not have a skin bleaching epidemic in the same way and to the same capacity that you all do. So a lot of the things that you're saying, I think that you need to focus on your own tribe and your own group of people, because Dennis, you got me fucked up with that whatever the fuck type of music that was. Okay. Fly Chief, what's your ethnicity? Thank you, Zandra. Thank you guys for the gifts.
Hey, what's up? I'm a Black
Hello.
American.
Do you have an immigrant background?
Oh no, foundational
Okay.
Black American. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, I think that first, I think that a lot of people look at white people as their savior or like Jesus in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Absolutely.
like a lot of, believe it or not, I think Americans really help out other countries, even though they distort them at the same time. It's like a weird thing going on, right? But they kind of look at them like, oh, they came and just saved my country. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they you got that, and then they got a Jesus complex and think that they are right on everything. And then so they have that. And then the same savior or these people who have like a very high idea of these people, they go around them and see how they talk negative towards black people. And I think they like pick that up and use that to go against us. You know what I'm saying? Oh, these white people must be right because they are my savior. They're right about everything. Their country is so big. They must be right. So when they say about black Americans, oh, they must be right about that as well. It's like somebody, it's like a kid that's sitting in a class and everybody in the class talk about him. But his main enemy, his main bully is the one that's spreading all these rumors about him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we get that because they go to their own, we call enclaves or their own groups and talk about us. And this is what they hear and what they feel, pretty much what they think about us. And then they'd be like, yeah, you right, white man. You white girl. You right about how these black
Thanks,
people are.
Fly.
Yeah, because they think they are a savior, they are the Jesus, they are right on everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think that anti-blackness is so rampant.
Okay.
And what you said, what has Black Americans done to make other ethnics and races dislike them so much? I don't even think it's not about what we do because it's like if that was the case, then they wouldn't copy us. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't copy our slang, our lingo, the culture. I think it's just that they really think that white people are right on everything, so they're just gonna go with the white people.
Okay. Unwritten, can you believe he said that we need to marry white people? Did you hear that? See, this is what. No, I think people don't understand how anti-black some Africans are. Like like he literally said we need to marry white people and have more biracial kids to make the black race better. If he wouldn't have started playing that praise African music, I would have let him stay on, but I couldn't take it. But go ahead. I just needed to say that because I know you be paying attention.
Yeah, no, I heard it. And I mean, like I said, like we said yesterday, it is all a projection. They are bringing their anti-blackness with them. The way they feel about us, quote unquote, is the way they feel about themselves. And there's somebody made a comment on tribalism. I would think I would agree with tribalism if it was other African tribes. We are not an African tribe. So the relationship that they have with us is completely different, to be honest. They've watched us pretty much probably their whole lives. And there's a level of resentment and envy that they have of our community that I don't necessarily know if they have of the other tribes per se. So I don't think their relationship with us is just solely tribal. And what has Black Americans done to make other ethnicities and races like them so much? Um, I think it's like a love hate thing, and that ends up. I think it goes back to envy. Um, we have so many people who continue to want to be around us while simultaneously HAT in the fact that they want to be around us. Like, it is such a contradictory relationship that they have with our community. But at this point, I'm sick of them. Like, I'm sick of them. So they all can go, in my opinion. Back a later.
Okay. Can we have, all right, it's Tiana and then Bebe and then Fly. So Tiana, hey Tiana.
I think
I
you
know you.
skipped me, Love Jones. I just want
Oh,
to.
I think they were up here before you,
Okay.
TJ. Yeah, Tiana. Oh, well then after Bebe, then it's TJ. Tiana, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I just was making sure that it was my turn to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so why is anti-blackness so rampant? I think that, for one, we have our own independence. And since as like we fought for our freedom, and I think that it's been misconstrued in history that a white man named Abraham Lincoln gave us our freedom, even though we've been rebellion and fighting slavery throughout the whole time. We never wanted to be slaves, and it's been like a misconception that some people think that, we endured slavery, or that they made up a whole syndrome about us running away. So I think that that's one of the reasons we don't owe white people nothing. And I think that that's like a major thing. We don't kiss butt like a lot of other Caribbean and African and Jamaican and other Asian, and they do the most for like the proximity to whiteness. And I just always think about like what Cat Williams said about like the liar know the lie that they told. So I think that everybody is looking at us like how the person before me said, and they're jealous because like I said, we got our own freedom. We didn't have to wait for anybody. It may have took some years, but we fought for it. And in the end, we ended up freeing ourselves. So what has Black Americans done to other ethnicities? I don't think a dang thing. I think it just roots in jealousy. I don't think we've done anything to anybody. We've always been so loving, caring, opening to a lot of people and a lot of ethnicities. And I feel like that's been our backfire. Like, because we're so loving and giving to other people, people take advantage of that. So I don't think we did anything to deserve this type of hate.
Okay, thank you. Bebe, and then after Bebe is gonna be TJ and then Fly. Bebe, can we have your ethnicity? You have to unmute. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go for it.
So why is anti-blackness so
Oh,
rampant?
can we have your ethnicity first?
I'm Black.
Do you have an immigrant background?
Yes.
Are you Caribbean, African, Asian?
No, so I guess I'm a little mixed. My mom is Black and my dad is Puerto Rican.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, that's not an immigrant background. Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
It is an
Thank you
immigrant
so much.
background. Yeah, that's an immigrant background.
Even though it's Puerto Rico is an American territory, she's technically not from the mainland, but go ahead.
So, Why is anti-blackness so rampant? I think it's very simple. Uh, but before I even answer the prompt, I do want to say that I'm not a racist person or whatever, right? Because we can all just see what's in front of our eyes. But I think it's very simple. I like how everybody went into detail with their answers and questions or whatever. But I think it's very simple. It's just propaganda. Anti-blackness is propaganda. Not only has America, like America is number one for spreading the propaganda, but every other country kind of just eats it up. And even when you look at other cultures in different countries, like everybody wants to be something else but black, which leads me to the second question of the prompt. What has Black Americans done for other ethnicities and races to dislike them so much? Absolutely nothing. And just kind of like what everybody else said, besides just saying like envy, it's I think that being black means that you kind of just have to deal with the fact that you're part of the most loved and the most hated race who ever existed on this earth. So yeah, I think we're the most loved and we're the most hated, and that's exactly what it is that we've done. What we've done is just be born black and different, and yeah, and so that's kind of just all I have to say to that.
Okay. TJ Realty, can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer the prompt.
Yeah, I'm Black American. Hey, Love Jones. Also, hey, Unwritten. Hey, panel. How y'all doing?
Okay.
Hey, it's the prompt is why is anti-blackness so rampant? And I just wanted to bring up that it's a disdain for the level of racial esteem that Black Americans have, especially in reference to our proximity to YT, the YT oppressor, and our proximity to wealth. That particular dynamic, because when we stand next to our YT oppressor in our own country, we don't accept it. We live with it, but we don't accept it the way that other melanated immigrants do, because of the fight and the civil rights and all of that we have inherited. It is a disdain. They don't like it. And the way that you see that is because there's a flat out refusal to recognize what has been accomplished by Black Americans, by any of the immigrant groups, any of the immigrant groups that come over. They are aware that they're over in the United States of America because of Black Americans, but you'll see an active refusal to admit to recognize that. So they force the DNA thing. They're basically, you have to see what they're saying is, I'm not going to recognize you have any standing, but you must unify with me and be with me because I know your importance, but I'm only going to tell you it's because we share the same bloodline. It's specific projection. And what they do is they like to point out the wounds of our community, because our communities have been oppressed for many years, and it shows there's wounds, but we are very, very resilient, and we still have a large standing. But they like to point at that and say, that's the reason why you shouldn't think so highly of yourself. They do not like that Black Americans think highly of themselves. If you go on panels, a lot of times they spend the whole panel trying to point out why you shouldn't think anything about yourself. And that's nothing but projection. When you hear them calling us lazy, uneducated, no culture, we don't travel, but then they turn around and ask for unity. Do you see how that's a problem? Because if you thought that about us, then why are you asking for unity? And you won't even ask it in a way that makes us want to come to the table. You ask it in a way that you want to try to project to us that we have no choice, that because we share the same melanin skin, that we must unify with them. And that's a problem. The second part is, why has Black Americans done, or what has Black Americans done to make ethnicities and other races dislike them so much? And we've already heard the answer, nothing. But the bigger answer is, we're unapologetic. We are unapologetic about where we stand. We don't show the humbleness that they show, because they very much so accept YT oppression. And they are very angry at Black Americans that we don't accept it the way that they accept it, because it's almost like they say, Who do you think you are? You're still just black. You have to understand they have not done the work, because they're looking at us and saying, you don't have any power, you don't that. But what black Americans have is we have an unconquered mind. We can't unsee what we've already seen, which is we know who we are. And it's a problem. And I'll come back because I want to talk about how they're actively doing stuff like tearing down Essence. That was bought. Essence Fest was bought specifically to tear it down, not because they just didn't know what to do and now they're running into the ground. No, they bought it to tear it down. They bought the Apollo Theater to tear it down because they don't want affluent black culture being signaled to the world, because it reinforces the way we think about ourselves. It really runs deep.
Wow, that was good. Okay, after you, it's Fly, and then Jerry, and then Netero. Fly, can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer the prompt.
I'm foundational Black American. Sis, you ate him up so quick.
Oh,
Till I thought you recorded it, girl. I was crying laughing. Girl,
we done had enough. Enough is enough.
enough is enough. I mean, we let me tell you, girl, you ate him up so quick. I could not do nothing but laugh. Why is anti-blackness so rampant? Because guess why? They see that they made mistakes of the things that they have done to us over the last 50 years. They know they messed up. They know there's no coming back. We let them do this to themselves. We walked in silence and we let them do this. We didn't do it to them. And when you guilty, see, they don't know how to say they sorry. They just know that we know how horrible they have been to Black Americans. And they know that we let them do it for years and we through now. When you hurt yourself, you can't blame nobody but yourself. But they don't want to let go. They want us to stay in this trauma that they tried to put us in, like they were the white T-man. But guess what? It did not work, did it? Not at all, did it? So they can say what they want, like you ate his ass up about us, baby. That was so nice.
Thank you.
And everything they say about us, it be them. It's 10 times worse. So I don't know what's wrong with them. But what has Black Americans done to make others ethnicities and race dislike them so much? We have not done not one damn thing. What we did, we walked in silence. We was aware. We looked at their behavior. We observed. That's what we did. We observed everybody else. We did not say nothing. We let them talk for years and years and years. And after that big downfall of the Essence Fest, because of their hate and racism towards us, after that downfall of the Essence Fest, they got louder and crazier. And that's when all the rest of us came out with it. So at the end of the day, we don't owe nobody nothing. We are not taking back what we have done or what we're gonna do.
Yep.
So at
Can
the
you say
end
that part
of the day,
again about how we don't owe anybody anything? Because people act very entitled to us and like we are obligated to them.
like we they mothers us or something, like we owe other melanated people something. And I'm gonna be honest, I know Haitians, Caribbeans, and Jamaicans feel kind of weird because this is something that Africans do. They try to act like they more superior than everybody else. All melanated people, this is how they treat people. And I don't know why they think like that. And like I said, all these other melanated people, and I'm a land, they letting these people do this to them. Everybody got to be African or nothing at all. And we're going to take nothing at all, Alex, for 1,000.
Oh,
We're not going. so everybody else can ride it out. We're through with it at the end of the day. And I land.
Thank you. Jerry's new account. Can we have your ethnicity? And then you could go ahead and answer the prompt. After Jerry is
Um,
going to be Neteru and then Peace.
I'm Black American.
Do you
Um,
have an immigrant background?
no, ma'am. Immigrants can't be
Okay.
Black Americans. Um,
Oh, they say, oh, these days they get up here and say they Black American and they be from Zimbabwe. Or they say they're African American and they be from
well, I thought whatever country you
Ghana.
from is where you Nigerian American, Ethiopian American. You can't be Black American. But how you doing, ma'am?
I'm good.
So I'll answer the first question. Why is anti-blackness so rampant? If you look at how these institutions has been created historically, it's always been people coming together based off their hatred for Black Americans. So it started with like white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, right? And then they brought in immigrant groups like Irish Italians who initially was discriminated against socially, but then
Mhm.
as they kind of assimilated to whiteness by like being the slave catchers, joining the police force, being basically the buffer class against Black Americans, then they got the white approval, right? So what you're seeing in like modern day is the new wave of Irish Italians, Ashkenazis who trying to assimilate, but now it's the Arabs, right? Because people from um, North Africa, Middle East, they come over here, they check the white box, they come to our community, sell us expired pork, right? And basically creating colonies within our community where they taking advantage of us economically, right? You got the Hispanics, right? 58% of Hispanics check the white box. So they're the new police. Like they creating gangs in LA. So the same stuff, the same mentality that these white folks had during the Rodney King beatings, right? A lot of these Hispanics take on the same mentality. So it's like a scramble for white America. These folks come here, try to assimilate, and then that comes usually at the expense of Black Americans. So that's for the first question. The second question, why has Black Americans done to make others ethnicities and races dislike them so much? So because I've been like I've been in South America, Central America. I've been in like proximity to like the transatlantic enslaved descendants, right, throughout the Americas. So they actually love us down there, right? Because their only representation has been us, right? So like they look up to our stars in Brazil. They look up to our civil rights people in Nicaragua and shit like that. But then I started going to like the UK and these countries in Africa or whatever. And I think when they get over here, right, they kind of got like it's this thing called the destiny swap, right? Where people, it's like a spiritual thing where people try to mimic and emulate the people that they're trying to replace. So I think what's going on right now is Black Americans going through like because back in the day they call it like a $5 Indian or whatever. I think this is like there's like a new renaissance, like $5 Black Americans, right? Where people come over here and by assimilating and acting like Black Americans, like via Obama, there's social and economic benefits. So these people don't plan on never going back to their countries, right? There's a term in Yoruba culture called Japa. So what they do is they try to act like they take pride in their country, which they don't. They're Christmas Nigerians. They only go during Christmas time.
Oh,
But they actually trying to mimic Black Americans and be like the new face of quote unquote Blackness globally. Because historically, we've been the most looked up to group in the world. So it's
no, we
like,
got it covered.
and I'm done with this after this point. It's like somebody looking up to Michael Jordan their whole life, and then they finally meet Michael Jordan, and he treats them bad, right? So they
Mm.
carry that animosity that, oh, you called me an African booty scratcher when I was 4,
Oh.
right? And then they bring that animosity to their adulthood and show how much vitriol that they really have for us. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Neteru, can we have your ethnicity and then you could go ahead and answer the prompt?
Greetings. I'm Aboriginal American, and
Are you from the United States of America or the Americas?
from North America. from North America.
USA?
The United States is a corporation. I'm from America, North America.
Do you have an immigrant background?
No, I'm from North America, Aboriginal to America.
Okay.
So your people would be in Canada and Mexico too?
North America. North America.
Go ahead.
All righty. So, why is it rampant? It's because of a term called colonial settler. Colonial settler is a term that is used to describe the fact that the colonies or the colonists settled our land and intend to replace us through genocidal methods. They want to erase our historical identity as the Aboriginal people of this land. Uh, One of the definitions of Aboriginals is one's first in authority. You first in line, first in time. We are the landowners, the resource owners. We are the culture creators, the inventors. We are the intellectual property owners and the labor owners. Okay, we have shit. We are at the dawn of our greatest time in a long time. We are coming into our greatness again. And absolutely, the sister spoke great earlier. They are jealous, unfortunately. And the brother was right also. I've been in other countries and they love us. They do. They really look up to us. But you know, white supremacy is rampant also. And so it's a dual nature that people are having about us. They hate us because they ain't us. And I yield.
Okay. Peaceful Dev, can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer the prompt.
Hey, what's going on? My ethnicity is foundational Black American.
Okay.
So to answer the prompt, first things first, shout out to you. I'm a big fan of your videos.
Thank you.
To answer the prompt, let's see. Why is anti-Blackness so rampant?
Yes.
Gotcha. So, firstly, what I would say is the reason why it's so rampant is because of jealousy, plain and simple. When we look at certain statistics, we realize that, for instance, the NBA has 2 billion viewers worldwide. Rap has over 1 billion listeners worldwide. So our culture is being shown to everyone in this world. So I think that builds hostility and jealousy because no matter how much you try to mimic something or become a duplicate, a copy, a clone, you can never be that original thing. So it's definitely insane seeing how many specifically Black immigrants from the Black diaspora come to America and then want to cosplay us, but then have this, hidden vitriol that's now these days is becoming way less hidden. So that's what I would say about that.
Okay. Did you want to answer the second part of the prompt?
And the second part is what has Black American done to make other ethnicities and dislike them so much? Black America hasn't done anything. Well, I will say, no, what we did is, I think we flexed too hard in the sense that our natural aura, again, promotes jealousy. Not because we're actually doing something wrong, but because we have a history. No matter what white America tried to do to us, tried to hold us down, tried to oppress us, they couldn't stop us from creating gold. Literally, everything we touched didn't just become gold for America, it became gold for the world. So I think that's a big
That
reason
was
why.
good.
That's a big reason why they have a jealousy for us. I mean, and I was thinking about, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Somali scandal going on in Minnesota, the
Who
feeding our
isn't?
the feeding our future scam. Yeah. So I was just looking that up, and that just it's crazy because there are a lot of these people that say, why are foundational Black Americans so divisive? But a lot of these people come here and they click up in their own community and then they start doing criminal activity. So should we be united with the criminal communities of these other nations? No. No, not at all. So they stole about 250 million to 350 million dollars. And this was as a guise. They said that they wanted to feed our children during the pandemic. So,
Wow.
mhm.
Okay. Can we have Modern Madeir? Can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer the prompt.
Yes, thank you, Sister Love Jones. I'm a big fan of you. I just want to give you your props for being so passionate and such a beautiful, beautiful sister. You are just gorgeous. And
Thank
so
you
thank
so
you for your
much.
platform. I am foundational Black American. My dad is from Shreveport, Louisiana. My mom's from Birmingham. And I have ties to this land. Everybody in my family has fought in every world war. Like they say, I can point to all the graveyards since the inception and before of this nation. The first prompt, why is anti-Blackness so rampant? I'll echo what a lot of the folks in this room have said. And I think that, like you said, I think Peace hit on it. They looked at us and, admiring from their countries, watching Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Living Color, and all these things. And then they get over there, and like they said, they all come up with this thing of, I was 4 years old, and you called me, the booty scratcher thing or like that. But, and Tariq Nasheed has made a lot of points on this. A part of our culture is joning. We all got joned on. You know
Yep.
what I mean? That was nothing to make you go into a hate mode and harbor all your life. We all got called that name, and I think they harbored it. Just a little anecdotal thing. I grew up with some African friends, and one of my friends became a radio host, and her thing was, why do Black Americans hate us so much? And I didn't get there till the end of the show, and I said, "Oh, girl, I wish I was here." You know what I mean? And you hear these people in these spaces, and they bring up the same points. You called me this name, and then, and I don't want to speak on Wendy Osefo from Potomac Housewives or anything. I don't know her like that to speak on her, but just in what I've seen, it's kind of that idea. Well, I have 50 degrees and we're doctors and you guys don't work hard. I came over here and made something. But it's like when you ask them, well, we were here, what about what we did? And why did you flee your homeland? Why there's so many men coming over here that want to be FBAs. I even dated
Oh, and not to interject right quick, but didn't her and her husband get arrested for fraud?
a period. And that his mother-in-law didn't want her to marry. It's like you're filling into all these stereotypes that you claim, oh, I work hard, I'm rich, and they try to degrade us and down us as if we didn't work hard. Our ancestors paved the way, and they don't acknowledge the 1965 Immigration Act was made by way of 1964 Civil Rights Act that was fought by us, our parents, our grandparents. So it's like, how dare you come? It's like you come to somebody's house and say you're homeless. You walk through the door, it's like Dave Chappelle, you rub your muddy boots on our couches, you spit on us, and then you say, well, this is my house now. And it's like, and you got to get to the side. And it's really hurtful. Honestly, it's just insane. And I feel like we're just all seeing it now, with the Donald Trump coming in office and the 92% and the black men, the 80, I forget some odd percent that voted a certain way. We told everyone what was going to happen. It's like you come into our house, we open the door for you, and we say, all right, there's a boogeyman in here. It's better if we try to fight him together. Get you, he may come swinging. They're like, oh, ain't no boogeyman in here. And then you get knocked upside the head, and then you're like, help, help. And it's like, I told you, the call is coming from inside the house. You came to my house. And I just find it profound that people can come to our land and tell us what's what and think if they just hold their heads down and fight against us, that they're going to get somewhere. We're telling you, we have lived under these people for years. We know their body odors and the smell of their breath more than they do. We know them inside and out. We've lived with them. We've fought against, oppression for all this time. And they think, oh, well, I know him better than you do. So it's really a mess. And every time you go in these rooms and you say, well, if your land is so great and you're flying all these flags, why don't you stay home? And I'll put another thing in there and I'll land soon. But I had a Nigerian boyfriend in college, and he had
Oh,
said something
brother.
offensive to me, and I said, well, your mama. And he was like, well, you don't say that about, in my culture we don't talk about moms. But he had made a little off color comment to me, and I said, well, you got to dig it and take it. And he just went all off about that. But he's also somebody that's everywhere but Africa. And a lot of
So
these people, when they go out of the country, they cosplay as us. He wears that New York Yankees hat everywhere he goes, and they dress like us, and they try to use our social capital. And I think us putting our foot down and saying, no, we're a distinct ethnic group. We had an ethnogenesis. These are our arts. Even people like Fat Joe, who, it says, oh, we created this. It's like, no, how can we let you come in? I remember when they were saying that was jungle music when hip hop was first created. But we let you come to our parties and everything and let you participate. And now you want to turn around and say it was you. It's really offensive. And I'll land soon. The second prompt, I think I pretty much covered it. I think
yeah.
they're disliking us because we're kind of saying we had an ethnogenesis. We don't want to be defined as African American anymore. And you see these people, all these comments coming out. Godfrey has a show, that guy that used to play for the Raiders, I forget his name. They're saying this is offensive. All these
Yes.
people, you don't want to be
Mhm.
associated with us. And it's like, well, you've been told us we weren't you. And now we're just acknowledging our history. And it's no shade, but we're just saying this is us and you're you. You're not my brother. You're my cousin. Respect to you. We do have some African blood, but we also have white blood. A lot of us have Asian blood, like 1 or 2%, and we have native blood. So we did our own ethnogenesis, and that's a hard pill to swallow. And I'll land my plane. Thank you so much.
Okay, of
Love
course.
you, Love Jones.
Oh, sending love to you too. Can we get Peacemaker? Can we end, and after that it's gonna be y'all wanna be black? Peacemaker, can we have your ethnicity? You can go ahead and answer the prompt.
Yes, Igbo Nigeria.
Oh my God.
Wait,
Yes,
Fly, hold up. Wait. Oh my God, y'all. Oh shit. Are you in America or are you in Nigeria?
I'm in Nigeria. What does it
He
Oh
mean?
was
hell
one of the
no.
first ones to get deported. So
Yeah,
Oh my God,
why you
Fly,
still
Fly,
up?
I can be
Fly,
on
don't come off
internet
your
too.
mic,
You
boo.
own the internet too.
Go
My God,
ahead.
you're gonna deport me from internet?
Go ahead and
Yes, number one, I find it very amusing to listen to you people gather together. You should at least balance the panel when you're talking about people, immigrants. Balance the panel four and four so that everybody can speak
Answer
their
the
mind.
prompt.
You
Answer the
don't
You
prompt.
tell
know.
us what to do.
Answer
So
the
Have
prompt.
to.
number one is you talk about people cosplay you when
We
they're
can
over.
say what we
Can I
want to
just talk,
say.
man? Let me just
Fly,
talk. I
baby.
don't want to hear
Please
this ghetto nonsense. I didn't come
please
here
don't
for
come up here
that.
calling people ghetto.
I didn't
Hello.
call her ghetto. I said that.
Stop. I am the host. I will appreciate if you guys do not come off of your mics after this man, whoever the hell he is, answers the prompt. Then we will be able to ask him a question or two. To answer one of the questions he had, anybody is able to come on the panel. This is not only whoever, I let you on the panel. So mind your manners and go ahead and answer the prompt. You can unmute yourself.
My manners. I'm just speaking
Yes.
my mind. What's wrong about
You're
that?
being rude.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
anyway, yes.
Anyway.
To go very quickly. Let me answer the prompt very quickly first.
I can't even see, man.
They don't have glasses in Nigeria?
No,
Oh, damn. Why
it's
is
not.
anti-blackness
It's
so rampant is the first one. And the second one is, what has Black Americans done to make other ethnicities and races dislike them so much?
well, yes. Anti-blackness. Black America is the most anti-black people I ever seen on earth. Even though they're not actually black, they mixed. Just like the previous speaker said, you mix with Indians and white and all kind of things. So you really are mixed people, not black people. So you are the most anti-black. I saw the other guy come and talk about what happened in Minnesota with Somali people, but he never talk about the white woman, that engineered the whole thing. You talk about what immigrants are taking from you. You never talk about what the small hat is doing in Lakewood.
You're a liar. We do
Eh,
talk about those things.
Can I?
Just
No,
you
I'm just
just
talking here because I
you
may
just
probably.
don't choose to come into spaces when we are talking about those things. You choose to come into spaces when we're talking about what we're talking about now. So
Okay, well,
for
I'm
you
just
to make
talking
such a
about
broad
here.
statement. And I will say this, a Nigerian guy just got up here and said that black people are better when they mix with white people. So for you to say that we're anti-black and we don't
But
basically like our blackness, a
is it gonna
Nigerian
be
man
good when
literally
I finish
no,
talking? Then you
he
can say
literally
whatever you want to say,
no,
like you
no,
did to other people.
this is my panel and I can
Okay.
interject. I'm not being rude to you, but if I
It's
want
okay. It's
to,
okay.
that's my prerogative. You don't just
You
get
can
to
be rude.
talk
It
without
doesn't
me
matter to
interjecting.
me. Everybody know.
Don't get on my nerves. Go ahead.
Can I just speak by myself so that you can quote me on what I say? Yes, the what you call it, the Nigerian guy. I mean, there's always a fool on the street. So the thing is that there's no question, irrespective of what Nigerian guy said. Your own people here say that you guys are mixed with everything. So you mix people. That's for sure. If Nigerian guy thinks he's okay, he can go marry you. So
Thank you, beautiful.
and what you say?
No, I was thanking my beautiful guests and people on the panel for gifting me. I appreciate
Okay.
it.
Well, let me just lay off of that. What has Black America done? Like I say, the guy talk about what Somali people done. Which Somali people are mixed people anyway. What they done in Minnesota, and then they never talk about what the small hat is doing as we speak in Lakewood, New Jersey. I didn't hear that here when he was talking, but he avoided all that and talk about Black Africans. Okay, that's anti-blackness. What has Black America done to make other ethnicities and races? The thing is, it just, your mindset is, personally, I believe that your mindset is terrible. Sometimes I feel very ashamed of it. The way you believe that only mixed people, it cannot be good looking unless you mixed.
Who believes that?
That's
A
your.
Nigerian man just literally came up here
Who
and
is
said mating
Nigerian
with
man?
he
That's a
literally
fool.
said mating with white people makes your race better. So
Because
what are you
but
talking
it's
about?
a lie. Because all
And
the
then
inventions,
also, wait, hold up. Also, you all have a skin bleaching epidemic. We don't have that in
that's
the United States of
brainwash.
America. So how can you say that you all are so proud of your skin and we want to be mixed and we only think mix is beautiful? We literally coined the terms black and proud. We literally have had commercials praising black beauty. Well, I don't understand, what are you talking about? Over there on your
Because
side of in your country, you all bleach and we are
I don't
over
know why you
here
cannot just let me
praising
talk and
black
then you
beauty.
you you
You
know
are talking. Do not
you
try
know
to
better.
gaslight me.
You're
You're
talking
talking
over
and I'm
me. You
talking.
did not do
I
that
didn't
to
talk.
other people.
You got me fucked up. This is my panel. We are having a conversation. If you're saying something, I can say something back to you. You're not just going to go on a monologue for 5 minutes without me checking the
You
things
gave
that you're
me
saying.
time. I forgetting what I have
And
to
you're
say.
talking. You are talking.
But okay,
Stop
okay,
acting
talk. Let
like
me
I keep
talk.
shutting you
Okay,
down.
talk.
You're
Let me talk
talking.
then.
Go ahead. What the fuck?
Number one, you see, you're cussing at me now. When I cuss at you, you say mind your manners. Number
So
one,
what?
number one, Those people that you're talking about bleaching is brainwash. We're not talking about mixing, is worse. When you go lay down with a homeless Hispanic so that you can have a white-skinned baby, that
You
is
sound
worse than
crazy.
bleaching. You see what I'm saying? So
And Africans aren't
you have
laying
to
down making
understand the
mixed babies.
difference.
Oh my God.
People like Smokey Robinson, Vanessa Williams, Halle Berry, those are the ones you put on a pedestal. People like Flavor Flav or Whoopi Goldberg, to you, they're nothing. They're African booty scratchers. That's your mentality. That's why I don't like you people personally.
How
Based
are
on that.
they? Wait a minute. How are they not put on pedestals when they literally win Grammys? They get Tony Awards. They have Oscars. They've been in movies that have been #1 at the box office. They've released music that has gone to #1 on the charts. So how
Let
are
me say
they
why.
being denigrated? You wouldn't even
Let
know
me
who
say
they
why.
were. No, let me finish. You wouldn't even know who Whoopi Goldberg was if we didn't support her in our community. You're sitting up here lying and you're doing nothing but projecting. And I don't like you people because at least we can own our shit. All you people do is point the finger at us as if you people are not degenerate vagabond spirits. Some of you are very, very,
It's
very
okay. It's
anti-black.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Look at what I'm saying. I'm not talking about their personal achievements. You know, I'm talking about how your society look at them, people like that. I'm not even talking about those people in particular, the movie stars or the celebrities. I'm talking about people that look like them, the ordinary people look like them at your schools, on the streets. Some of them don't even get married because they look too African. You
Oh,
see,
okay. I see where you're
that is
going.
the society. That's your society.
But
That's why,
your society doesn't have a
you know.
a racial ambiguity or a colorism hierarchy. Get up here and lie to my face and say that y'all
Yes,
are not colorists. Get up here and lie and say
my
that Nigerians are not
society,
colorists.
my
Go ahead and lie.
society, my society does not do those things based
You
on
are
the color
lying.
of skin. You
You
know,
are a
they do
liar.
those things based on maybe
You are a
classism,
liar.
based on how much money. Anyway, let me move on. Let me not dwell on that. I'm just speaking
Sis,
my
can
mind.
I rebuttal?
You know,
Please, sis.
Hold on. You will in a second, Fly. Let him finish. Go
yes,
ahead and
sir.
land. You got
Yes,
30 more
sir.
seconds.
Again, you talk about people cosplaying you. You know, people cosplay America, being to America when they go outside.
And
That's
Black
what they
Americans
doing.
are America.
You
So
know,
what's your point?
you're not the only America. You have
We are
Hispanics.
the cultural influence of
No,
America.
that's African American, not you.
No. What
That's
are you talking
African
about?
American.
African American and Black American are synonymous.
No,
Y'all
this
keep
it's
trying.
not. You
Yes,
know,
it is.
let
Yes,
me.
it
Okay,
is.
okay,
You don't know
okay.
what you're talking about. Who are
Let
you
me
to come over
finish.
here
I lived
and
in your
tell us
country.
who
I
we
know.
are? You
You
lived
know,
here, but you're not of the soil, so you don't know
I
what
don't
you're
need to be
talking
of the
about.
soil.
Our
I
people
don't
were
get nothing to
not
do with the
classified as
soil.
African American until 1988. That
You
was
know,
just
I
another
don't even. It's
classification.
a
We
lie.
were
You know,
called
it's
black before that.
1789.
We were called black
African
before
American came
that.
from
We were called.
1789, not 1988.
No,
I said
1789 was a
popularized.
letter. We
You
did
need
not
to
call
shut
ourselves
up.
that.
You don't know what you're talking about. And I need to say this. Colorism exists in Nigeria, often stemming from historical and internalized biases that favor lighter skin tones. Nearly 77% of Nigerian women use skin lightening products, indicating a high prevalence of color-based beauty standards. While skin light whitening is a melanin movement is also growing because they copy Black Americans, Black and beautiful. Now they're trying
Copy
to
you.
embrace. Absolutely, they're trying to embrace. We are the ones that told them to embrace and be beautiful and feel confident in your skin. I've seen videos of Nigerian and
Oh
African
man,
women
it's
coming over here.
amazing. You don't let
They
me
never
talk.
felt
This is not. We're
beautiful.
not. You know.
They never felt beautiful in their black skin until they came to the United States of America. No one ever told them they were pretty. They never thought their deep chocolate skin was anything to be amazed by until
You're a
they came to the
liar.
West.
You're a
You're
liar.
a liar. I just read you a statistic. 77% of the women over there
Statistics
bleach their
that you
skin.
wrote. You
I
wrote
didn't
the
write that.
statistics. You wrote
I don't have to look at no statistics. I can look at y'all ashy
American
white
propaganda.
undertones.
That's American propaganda.
That's not
We know
I can
about
look
those
at your
propaganda.
statistics
ashy
that
That's
you
white
write.
literally the
undertones.
bleaching companies who's
I
selling
don't
to you
even
all.
know. You break up my
They're
thoughts.
making money
You
from your
know.
country bleaching themselves.
You break up my
Thank you, love
thoughts.
on yourself.
We know what happened with Jerry Cars. Jerry cars, back in the time of in the 80s and 90s.
To see
You
it, you have
know,
to go back
you
to the
know.
80s and
So
90s.
let
We can
me
go
just
today into
finish
your
what I
country.
have to say. Why are you
No, Peace,
attacking?
you
Let
have
me
been
just. You don't
rambling
want
for
me
the
to
You're
last
talk
not
five
because you
being
know
a
what I
minutes.
guest.
need to say.
Peace, you have already been talking for the last 5 minutes. We
Thank
have
you. And
heard
Let
you're
me talk. You
everything
interrupting.
you
You
break
have
would
me
been
not
up.
let me
saying.
talk. You would not cut me off
You've been
because
saying, we've
we're
heard everything
talking.
you
You break
said.
me
Now it's
up. Let me
time for
tell you what I
rebuttal.
feel.
We already hear you.
I
You've been
never
deported
finished talking.
already. We get it.
Can
You
can I
frustrated. You
address the
got
last
kicked
point?
out. You ain't make the cut. We get it.
Can I
You
address the last?
frustrated.
Can
Peace,
Try
I?
can
again
you
in 10 years,
please
Peace. Try again
stay
in
to
10
the
years.
You
please
don't want
stay
us
to
to.
the
You don't
prompt.
want to hear what we think.
Can you
You
please
already said
stay
We
that
to
you
the
don't
already
like
prompt?
heard
us.
you, Peace. We already heard
You
you. You can land
Okay,
you
your
let me.
already said
plane.
you don't like us. You said
Peace,
Okay,
we don't like
let
you
me let
people.
me
Land your
stay to the
plane.
point.
stay
Land
to
I
your
the
thought it was
point,
plane.
the honest
and
opinion you
and
want.
to have an emotionally
Land your
intelligent
plane.
discussion with us,
I thought you want
please.
honest opinion. You did not interrupt anybody else that
We
castigating
keep telling you to land your plane,
You have
Peace.
then
insulted
instigating.
us, and we want you
He
to
What is
stay
hasn't
to the
insulted
where's the
prompt.
anything.
insult?
How can a third worlder insult us? That's
Well,
How
he
is
crazy.
the
Peace,
tried.
insult?
keep going.
How is the
Land your
insult?
plane.
Without white people in your country, you're gonna be worse than Barbados. That's
Land
for
your
sure.
plane,
You
Peace.
know?
Is that all you got to
Your
say?
neighborhoods are neighborhoods of shame.
Is that it?
Don't talk to me about
A
let me say what
Nigerian
I have
saying
to
our
say,
neighborhoods
please.
are ashamed.
Did
This
you get
oh
it
my
off your
You
god.
say
chest,
you don't
Peace?
want me to talk. Okay, let me go down.
Are you just gonna keep rambling? Like we
You
gonna
know?
win?
Peace. I encourage you to
You
say
don't
what you
want me
have
to
to say,
talk.
but please
You've
stick to
been
the
You
prompt.
talking, Peace.
And
You've been
please
talking.
talk with some emotional intelligence. We're
okay,
trying to
well, you
have an
see,
intelligent discussion. If you could stick to
Just
the prompts
I
land
without trying
reserve
to
the
your
right. I
insult us,
reserve
plane,
the right
Peace.
to be
we could make some
unintelligent.
headway.
I
Thank
Can you
you.
just
reserve
land
the
your
right.
plane? Are you done? How much more time do you
I
need?
reserve the right to be unintelligent. You
We
know,
know.
it's not your call.
We
You
know.
know,
That's all
I'm
you're
still a human
displaying.
being,
That's
whether
all
I'm
you're displaying.
intelligent or not
So
intelligent.
what else do you want to say, Peace? You can land your
Like an
plane.
emotional
You know,
response. We're trying to
what
have
else
a
I want to
Okay,
say?
discussion,
Ma,
an
What else?
let him
intelligent
land his plane.
discussion.
Ma, so
All
Peace,
right, y'all. Can
can
y'all
you land your
please stop
plane?
asking him to land his plane at the same time?
Muting and talking
I,
over and everything.
it's my panel. I don't know who you think you are, but you have been talking. You are really annoying. You keep saying nobody's letting you talk. You are talking.
When they
You've
criticize
been
Africa, it wasn't
denigrating us.
annoying.
You've been denigrating us, talking about you people this, you people that. You've been
Denigrated
talking.
Africa was okay.
What did I talk about that was denigrating African aside from
Don't you let me
rebutting you?
talk?
You have been, bitch. Anyways, can we have the next person on the panel? I think age is your go. You could go ahead and give us your ethnicity and then go ahead and answer the prompt.
Hello, my name is AG. I'm African American or Black American and Nigerian.
Thank you, Rachel.
And I think, sorry,
Oh no, I was saying thank you for someone sending me a nice gift.
Wait, what did you
oh,
say you were, ma'am?
I'm Black American and Nigerian.
So I guess she's mixed
Um,
by ethnic.
I'm not mixed. Yeah.
I
I would say
wanna put
black.
my hair.
I would say black. Anti-blackness is rampant because of colonization and white supremacy. I feel like the U.S. making it seem like Black Americans are like the evil people in America when they literally raped,
Oh
murdered,
no, wait, you can't
killed.
say those words. We'll get
Oh, sorry,
restricted. You
sorry,
could say unalived and you could put like say great.
sorry.
It's okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
for white colonizers to make it seem like Black people are like the barbaric people in America is definitely a way for them to justify what they have done to Black people. Um, and I would say other ethnicities play into it because they are just believe and are fed propaganda from around the world.
Okay. Did you have anything else to add before I went to the next person?
Yes. Being bi-ethnic, I really believe that the division is just not productive. I feel like it seemed like the FBA movement is kind of like becoming the MAGA movement. I don't know if y'all saw that Tucker Carlson, he said that he agrees with it. I think there's no issue with being proud to be Black American or African American, but I feel like the way it's going, like, why isn't it just focusing on like how to better Black America? Why is it like, oh, all Africans or Caribbeans are the problem?
Well, I don't know that anyone said all African Americans or Caribbeans are the problem. This prompt doesn't say anything about FBA, but you guys love to fixate on FBA, so we could talk about it. You or your mom, or I don't know which one of your parents are African, but when they come over here, they literally come over here with a mindset that they are separatists. Like, we can tell, you could deny it, but you build enclaves, you have your own little subcultures, you get into positions of power, you do the undermining, you allocate funds solely for yourself to benefit yourself while double dipping into things that are only for us. The reason why it is imperative that we make a distinction is so that we could align ourselves with people who have our best interests at heart, and not just aligning ourselves with people that share the same hue of complexion, because clearly for the past 6 decades or so that you all have been here in mass, it hasn't benefited us. It's been very parasitic, so to speak. Like, we've, literally been a host for people to leech and suck dry, but we haven't gotten any type of return on the investments that we've made. We vote for other ethnic groups to be in positions of power. When we get hired in a supervisor position, we hire immigrants. Someone came and told me a story, and I've heard this same type of story and I've witnessed it myself. He went and he started to work for a company, and he was a Black American man. So he was sure to hire other, ethnic groups, because we all fed into the people of color trope, right? And then he said he went back to that same company less than 5 years later, and the very Caribbean or whoever it is that he hired replace every other person of color with only people from their ethnic group. So this happens a lot. There's a lawsuit going on right now with the Latina faculty staff at a college where the same exact thing happened. We get into positions of power and we look out for everybody. When they do, they turn around and fire us and hire only people from their specific ethnic group. And I'm not just talking about deeply melanated immigrants, but others as well. You see, I've mentioned Latinos, but Africans tend to love to just center themselves solely. But when it comes to them, because they have the ability to cosplay us and shapeshift, sometimes we can't tell who is who. And lots of times when we've had grassroots movements, even just the Black Panthers, it's either been an African person or another person of color that we allowed to come in that has kind of dismantled from the inside because they didn't share our best interests. They were solely out for themselves and their own personal ethnic group. So this is something that has been tried and true. It's unfortunate, but we've had so many instances where we could prove, where we see this happen blatantly. So now the purpose of, I guess what you're talking about is the delineation movement, is so that we can actually see clearly what is going on. It's no hatred. It's not to say that we can't commune or, we can't hang out or be amongst each other, but we just know that because everyone else has been putting their own interests first, now we need to do the same. When we host these panels and we say, hey, what's your ethnic group? If we were not doing this, people would listen in and we would just hear some people spew these nasty things, and you would consider it Black on Black crime. You wouldn't even realize that you're talking to somebody from Ghana that's talking down about Black Americans. You would just think that you're witnessing Black on Black crime. And we all know that that is something that everybody and their mother that does not have this hue of complexion loves to weaponize against us. And it is a cause for the over policing and the police brutality. It just adds to a lot of crime statistics and all sorts of shit. But it's not always us against us. It's other ethnic groups against us. And the over policing and all of that other thing, it becomes dire. But did anyone else want to answer her, or did you want to chime in and then to what
I
I
would
just said?
just like to add that I believe that I'm very objective on like every issue. I'm not gonna say like there's not Black American, immigrants that don't put other immigrants from their same ethnic group in position, but I feel like to harp on that causes like even like the tether stuff, or like people saying that they're indigenous to America, I feel like that stuff, like that cycle that I see a lot of FBAs um, do is like very dangerous because I'm like,
How?
I think that's like propaganda. Like I think a lot of it,
What?
it can be true that there needs to be the lineage, but I feel like a lot of it is kind of like false
How is
information.
it? Wait, you gotta break down that dangerous part because it's dangerous to say that it's dangerous for people to recognize themselves as their own ethnic group. How is it dangerous to you? How does it hurt
From
you?
from what I believe, a lot of them say that they are indigenous, that they're like native to America, that they're not because like my grandma, she's African American. She did a DNA test. Like if most African Americans do a DNA test, your DNA is going to show about 80% West African, 20% European, and maybe 1 to
Now,
2% Native
DNA tests
American.
can't tell you your ethnicity. They can only tell you who you have relatives with.
Yes, but a lot of them say
So
that
you
they're
can't have
indigenous to.
80% African DNA. That doesn't make sense.
So what African Americans, what are their genetic makeup?
You have to connect to relatives to determine your ethnic group, right? That's what DNA tests are for, is to match you with people. So you have been reading these tests wrong.
And age, I'd like to ask you, what the 80% I know to be not true. A lot of us, everybody originated in Africa, right? But a lot of us are saying we had an ethnogenesis, and when we do, like the sister just said, when we do our genealogy, it does reflect African genetics, and I think you'd be hard pressed to find an FBA that doesn't acknowledge that. But we're also acknowledging that we come from people that were indigenous to this land. Myself in particular, I don't have 80%. I have maybe 20% African ancestry, and then I have just as much white ancestry, and then we also have native ancestry to America, and a lot of us have a little Asian ancestry mix, and so
Oh,
I go back to what Sister Love Jones said. I would love for you to really, and thank you for not being as emotional as the last caller, but for really us to get to the root of this dangerous thing. Why does it hurt you guys so much that we're just simply trying to claim our own lineage? It's not a diss. It's not, like she said, we want to hang out and dance and everything like that. But why is it hurtful for us to say we're not the same people? We're acknowledging our history, our food, our unique culture, our language. For so long, people said you didn't have a culture. And they said, you're not us. I came here, I work hard, I have 80 degrees. You're different from me. And you have to acknowledge a lot of the ancestors, because I'm 39. I remember a lot of my African friends growing up. I'm from the DMV, where Maryland is very multicultural, one of the most multicultural
yeah.
places in the country. So I grew up with a lot of African friends that I still have to this day. And I remember the parents saying, don't get too close to them. We're different. We work hard. You stay, you do your studies. Don't get wrapped up into that ghetto. You heard the other man call us ghetto and all these things. So when we have these honest conversations, I find it missing that the acknowledgement of what your elders used to tell you guys, first generation and all of that, saying, don't get too close, keep your head down, do your work. You're not ghetto. You're this kind of person. And so now FBAs are saying, you know what? Everyone has come and said we don't have culture. They've wanted to eat off our culture. And we're simply saying we can point to our lineage. We've been here for long enough to say this is our country. A lot of, we've been here long enough, longer than a lot of countries in Africa have been established. So we're saying, you know what, our lineage starts here. We're not gonna go ancient, because if you want to go ancient, everybody, even Europeans, have African ancestry. Mr. Cheddar.
Wait,
That old.
Madam Adair, I'm sorry, baby, but you going on a monologue, boo. And I
Sorry.
have like 7 other people up here. So she can just go ahead and tell us what the danger is, and then we got to move on.
Okay, so from what I understand from history, how African Americans were formed was chattel slavery. West Africans Europeans stole Africans from the West Coast and then brought them to America. Um, I don't believe in the thing that they're indigenous or they were here before colonization. I believe that rhetoric is kind of, and then even what you said
No, no, no.
about
Please, please.
some
I
black
need
people,
you to tell us why it is dangerous for you when people
because it's
call themselves
ahistorical.
FBA. How is it dangerous though? Because danger means that it imposes an imminent threat to you, your person, and people. So you have to be, words matter. And you saying that it's dangerous, that is dangerous because now you're trying to make it seem like we are out here running up in your neighborhoods,
No,
dropping firearms on you and beating you down in the
I
street.
think
So to
I
use
think
the
it's
term
important.
dangerous is a lot.
I think it's important to be historically accurate. Um, like she said, there's some Black Americans that are maybe 20% African. Maybe like Robin Dixon from Plantomic, like she's generationally mixed.
Well, sorry,
But to
with
say
your
that,
yeah, with to be historically accurate, right? How many boats came to United
And
States?
written, you already know they don't. It
Do
you know
you
what?
have you sorry, go ahead, Lil. I don't want to
No,
talk over
I was
you.
just right quick. I'm just gonna say this. I cannot. We are not here to refute or continuously debate about origin stories because none of us were alive 5,000, 20,000. We don't know. What we do know is that we do have primary resources and we have genealogical records that are historically accurate, that we can prove that we indeed were here before the so-called transatlantic slave trade. We do have proof, historical records, that only less than 4% of Africans came to the United States of America. So that is not, out of Africa is just a theory. There is another theory called the multi-regional theory. And I personally know that you will tether to that theory because it makes you feel included and it gives you a superiority complex. The fact that we're saying, no, we were here, we predate the United States of America, it feels dangerous to you because now you can't lay claim to who we are. You cannot say we come from you. You cannot claim to be our mother. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you go unwritten and then we got to move on. To be a native to a landmass means to be born in, originate from, or have ancestry deeply rooted in a specific region, typically predating colonial, settler, or outside influence. People with deeply melanated skin were in the Americas, particularly North America, way before the story of the transatlantic slave trade starts. I would encourage you, implore you, and tell you, read a book. Do not just believe in the indoctrinated version of history that was given to you by people that literally used to eat us, unalive us, and use our hair to stuff pillows with, and use our skin to make leather shoes with. They will never give you an accurate depiction of history because it does not align with the narrative that we do not have any rights to this land, which is a blatant lie. We had millions and millions of acres and farmland here, and we had a HBCU established before the so-called slavery was even abolished. Now, I'm written. Go ahead, baby, land, and then we got to get to the next person.
Yeah, because I would like
Yeah,
to respond.
yeah. H. The reality is that if you want to be historically accurate, you have to know history yourself. Only about 100,000 Africans were recorded to have landed in the United States. And it was called the transatlantic slave trade, meaning there was a trade that happened, meaning that those people were sold. They were not stolen. Only about 10% of the 15 million that was supposed to have been sold were actually stolen. So you're not well versed on history to try and measure its accuracy. You have to start there first. And I don't want to have to. I don't take it up.
Okay.
You can go on.
Now, Taffy W, you can go, and then after you, it could be Renee. And then we're gonna go to ATPTV. So, Taffy, go ahead. You can give us your ethnicity, and you could go ahead with the prompt.
Okay, how y'all doing?
Hello.
Hey now. I maybe I should turn my mic down. I sound like an echo. I hear that. Okay. So I I don't know what we should even call ourselves. You know how many names they done gave us? I feel like we just gave ourselves the 12th name. I don't even know what to say about that. I want to say first, essentially, I am so proud of y'all. Like literally, y'all have been on top of y'all shit, on checking everybody been in here. I love it. I'm just, I love that I know when I hear certain things and when certain people say certain things, like I know I can hear it and I know I'm talking to who I'm supposed to be talking to. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all check so many people. I've been here a minute now and I wasn't going to come up, but I'm here now. So, thank you, Jesus. But I feel like so many things have been spoken on that we talking about the past, right? And how colonization has done us. And with everything going on, I know that right now I work at Amazon and I work with a lot of Muslim ladies, with the hijab.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about how you talk to them and how we speak. And, women know women. So they see shit before, we see shit. We see shit, they see shit. We are women at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a very big difference that I've noticed because I analyze things. I've noticed that about myself. And I feel like that's a really big thing to speak on because being around them at work, they bring stuff for everyone. Like if you're one of them, they bring something, all of them do, and it's for everyone. And
What do you mean? I'm
as
confused. I'm sorry, Taffy. I don't know what's going
oh,
on.
I'm sorry.
Are you
Oh,
are you
I
saying that
turned my thingy down. Hold on. Let
the
me
women?
turn it back
Okay.
up.
No, yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm trying to follow. So you're saying the women from other ethnic backgrounds at work, they bring things for their groups of women?
Yeah. All of them bring something for them to eat together at lunch. Like
Okay.
they bring enough for someone else. But when I'm sitting with a bunch of girls that are, from here, and we all grew up here, like in different places, like it's a separation. Like this my food and saying you should have brought some. But they eat together. But I want to say something about being around them as much as I have, because Amazon is one of those places that bring other people together. Like,
I'm
when they come here, and I want to specify, when they come here from other places, they automatically are told not to trust us. Is
okay.
that crazy or what?
It is. We've heard that before, yes.
Like a lot though. Like we steal, we fight, we steal, we kill, we destroy. Like that's how they come here with the mindset because that's part of the citizen thingy to get here. Uh, and then they get here and they meet people and they all have their personal situations, but they come in there with that mindset. It doesn't help. And they have to see that on their own that we don't even be on that type of stuff. First off, I don't care about anything that's not going on with me. Like, God got me, God got my family, I'm good. I pray you know what I'm saying? Like, it's important that I know where I'm from, but when I'm dealing with other people that are from here, like, I'm automatically just me. And they think I'm something else. So imagine how many people they've projected on.
Okay.
I know I'm out there. I speak a lot, and
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to follow because I don't know if this answered the prompt. You
the
was on
prompt.
a
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
The blackness part, like, okay,
Okay, so you the
okay, I should say the
anti-blackness.
question. I'm
So
sorry.
basically, the anti-blackness you think is because they were taught that to come here and to not associate
Soon
with
as they
us.
came here, that's part of it. That's part of that process. Like when this girl, like I'm specifically speaking about, I've dealt with a lot of the people that are her siblings, and like I'm speaking about a specific person because this my girl, this my homie, and I talk to her all the time. When they first got here, like that's what they told. Protect yourself.
Okay.
Don't interact. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a different type of black. Like they say that type of stuff. And it's sad and it's scary
Okay.
because we coming in like what is it? Why is anti-blackness so rampant? The very first question you ask.
Mm-hmm.
They put it on them. And
Okay.
then they ain't got nothing to go off of them. But you know how we talk about um a business or something like that, like good rapport doesn't go as further as bad rapport.
All right, Taffy. I gotta go to the next person. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
absolutely. Okay. So it's Renee Henry Ross. Can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer the prompt. And then after Renee, it's gonna be ATPTV. Renee, are you there? Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's been a lovely show so far. I really thank you for letting me speak. It's a couple of things I wanted to talk on. I'm going to first answer these questions, the prompts. Why? And I'm not sure if how far back we're going on with this anti-blackness, and is it coming from just one particular group of people, or are we talking about in general?
In general.
Okay. So, anti-blackness. And let me just say this. I'm 72 years old, so I've been there. I've been through, the, the riots. I've been through.
Wait, I'm sorry, Renee. Are you a Black American?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, so I've been through a lot of Black culture. Black moving forward with us. So, I've been there and I've seen a lot. What I have learned and understand, first of all, 2/3 of this world is not white. And that's a fear in and of itself. So the YT, and I'm very new at this, so I'm sorry if I say the wrong thing. Please teach me. But YT are afraid of being annihilated, that they will no longer have any reference or won't be seen or heard or don't have the control. That's a huge fear, and this is why racism started. So that anti-blackness started there. Now, to even further that, YT by design, created colorism so that racism would be perpetual, that it would never stop. If YT can not like a group of people that look different from them, that's one thing. But now if I can instill that same principle in those same people against themselves, which is what they did, now we are stratifying ourselves. And we've been doing this for many, many years. We've spoke about several people have spoken about different ways that has manifested. The Nigerian women and many African women that women from India, they bleach themselves. It's a huge, huge business. In South Africa, it's a huge business. So, this is part of colorism. And, it wasn't that far back when I know that, the paper bag, I don't know if anybody knows about that. The paper bag, the system where if you were darker than a paper bag, you were not accepted. You couldn't even go to church, some people's churches. So, that's just, rampant. That's just the baseline of that. And it just is perpetuated within each color, each community of color. And you see me when I write a lot, I do say POC, which is people of color, and Black Indigenous people of color. I mean, that's who I'm referring to as it's instilled in us. And it's only going to take us to stop it. We have to recognize it, and we have to say something about it, and we have to educate our young people about it, that we don't do this. We don't bring ourselves down. We're like crabs in a bucket, and we do need to stop doing it over stuff that doesn't even matter. And the other question or prompt was, what has Black Americans done to make other ethnies and races dislike them so much? Nothing but to excel, and to excel in ways that they could never even imagine. They could never imagine themselves in the situations that we have been in. They're starting to see a little bit of it. I mean, a sprinkle of it, just a sprinkle of it. When now things are turning against them, they're starting, and now they're speaking very loud. But we have done nothing other than to excel and be in the spaces that we're supposed to be in, just like anybody and everyone else. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the guy from Nigeria, and the people that were from Africa. And I've heard this tonight. My husband is from Liberia, and I know each country has their own little differences. But number one, Nigerians themselves will say that they are the most crooked people on the earth. They will say that. They
Yeah.
joke about that among themselves, and I know that. The other thing is, everybody in Africa wants to emulate Americans, and they want to emulate Black Americans, African Americans. This is what they want all their lives, is to come to America, to the American dream. They don't realize what the American dream really is, but they want it. When you grow up, this is what my husband explained to me, and I think much of this is true, but I think it has evolved from this. But when you are a Black person and you have grown up where you see a Black president all your life, you've seen Black teachers all your life, you've seen your Black doctors all your life, you've seen the Black mailman all your life, everyone in your community, in your life is Black. You have a different perspective of yourself. And I think many times over the years that has come across as arrogance when it is really confidence. Now, like I said, I feel that it has evolved to attitudes that are not so pleasant. Where I think that I do believe that as a whole, Africans do appreciate education more than Americans do. And I'm just saying in general, Americans, Black and white Americans.
I think
And because
Africans appreciate education, yet they have no major universities and they have to leave Africa to seek higher education. That's ironic.
it does. And what they do have some major, not major, not like Yale or, like what we have, but
Exactly.
they did have the first university ever. Started
Really?
in
What
Africa.
year? Wait, let
Yeah.
me Google that because I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Hold
it
up.
was. And it was. So
And
Do you
they
know where?
have 48,000 fake degrees here in the United States and over 2,500 in the UK. So I don't think that they have more education.
no, I
I
said that
think
they
that
She
want,
said
they
they value education
they
more than
value
no,
Americans.
education. They
I
really
don't think
do.
so. Because if they did, they wouldn't have all these fake degrees to get to the
Now,
top. They would
yeah,
work
and
hard,
now we're
but
talking about the crookedness. Now we're talking about that. But
and
in
so
general, I see children that they are on it. When I'm talking about education, you don't see many children in most African countries that don't want to go to school, that don't want to get an education, that
But
don't
do
want to
the
better
parents
themselves.
not want
They're
them to
not
have
always able
education?
to. They don't have
Right?
that
They can't build
privilege.
schools.
No, they don't have school. Is if you have money, you can go to school.
Why did they design it their system that way?
I don't know. I can't answer all those
Can
things.
I
Every
add
country, there are
something?
55 countries in Africa, so I
So they
couldn't
probably
answer
don't
that.
value education if they make it hard for their kids to go to school.
The
I think
money,
this
it
is a
has been
good point
exploited
as to what I was
since
saying.
yes, and colonialization. Listen, during colonial times, when when the African countries were starting to, especially in the
Look,
francophone
can I go?
countries.
Deli, yeah, but you can't get the cussing people out, okay?
I'm not.
Because you
Because
know how
when,
you get.
especially in the francophone countries that were throwing the French out, the French started trying to make amends and saying, "Oh well, we'll let you go to school. We'll pay for you to go to school," and trying to make things better for
Right.
them.
I'm
But what did
sorry,
they do? They
Renee.
sent in.
I don't want to cut you off, but you've been speaking for a really long time, and I have a few new people on the panel.
Okay, well that's it for me then. Thank you for
Okay.
letting me have it.
Yes, absolutely. I want anybody that's gonna speak, please don't cuss. No over talking. Try to keep it cordial. Oh wait, hold up, Deli. No, we gotta let ATP TV
Oh, I
go,
know. I knew
and then we can
there
go.
was people before me.
Yeah, go ATP. What's your nationality? You can answer the prompt, and then Deli.
Hey, Love Jones. My
Hey.
nationality is I am a ascendant of a descendant, and I'm Black American.
Okay.
A lovely Black American freedman, Negro, all the things.
Okay,
FBA.
go for it.
It's okay. So, why is anti-Blackness so rampant? Anti-Blackness is so rampant because other groups do not recognize.
Thank you, Alfonso. Go ahead, boo.
Other groups do not recognize Blackness as its own ethnogenesis or its own recognized classification in the United States. And they recognize that the term Black identifies Black Americans in the United States. And they weaponize those things by trying to say, hey, culturally, we have no culture. Our culture came from other groups and nations. We have no language. We have language from Europeans. We come from a history wrapped in the slave trade. So Blackness identifies a lot of historical records of things that have actually birthed the people that we are today, and folks recognize that. So anti-Blackness to me is anti-Blackness that comes from different groups of people, not just Europeans or people who classify themselves as white. Second question, what has Black Americans done to make other ethnicities and races dislike them so much? Black Americans, especially our generation, have, well, I could say even past generations that we've identified, those who are in academia and speak the loudest, we've identified that what we're doing today is recognizing our difference of amalgamation, our difference in our autonomy, and we are embracing that. And we are also shining a light on parts of history that people do not know about and are upset about, that only recognize the lineage of the people here in the United States that have been harmed and never given restitution or repair, even in spaces of academia or in spaces of, places of economics, where other groups actually become beneficiaries off of us, our culture, our style, our essence of invention. And they try to use that and weaponize it as, oh, it's harmful for you to say you are a group of people that were here before the dawn of time if you don't call yourself African. I think my response to age is that what's harmful is if you're saying that you are bi-ethnic and that you have no language that recognizes the Black American part of your family historical history, and that you push back against people wanting, or not even wanting, I should say, identifying and uncovering their genealogical history as being harmful, using Tucker Carlson and saying that Black Americans are akin to MAGA is improper. Black Americans will never be a MAGA or any other neo-Nazi Christian fascist group, the Z people, because we have not harmed anybody. We don't go out and start WARs in other countries. We don't cipher money from other countries. We don't topple governments. We are not the ones that are actually taking over your lands and pushing you out of your nations and telling you to go seek refuge elsewhere. We are in our place of abodes. Families have built history and heritage, and it's very, very dangerous of you for you to defame Black Americans in that way because you don't like the social conversations in TikTok or any other social media of people using the terms FBA, ADOS, or whatever, Sulan or whatever. To me, if you don't identify as those people, then say that. But to say that it's wrong for other groups of people in this country to identify and practice their autonomy and their right under our government is wrong. It's wrong.
ATP, wait.
Yes,
You
I'm
know what
sorry.
I don't like when people say things like it's dangerous.
Yes, me
That
too.
really grinds my
Can I
gears because
Yes.
respond?
it's dangerous.
Yes, because it's
Um,
almost trying to make
Can
us
I
seem like
respond
that we
after?
are trying to put us in a position that we're some sort of HAT group, HATE
that part.
group. And I've seen I think somebody created a change.org when FBA, ADOS, and the movement for restitution reparations was underway during the California hearings. And there were groups of people from other nations creating change.org petitions to classify our people as HAT groups as if we
Mhm.
have done what
Anything to these
yes, but
people.
we've never did a red summer against
That
anybody.
hello, let me wait.
We
We got hold up.
like, like you like I'm just saying, like, you've never seen us go out of our way to start petitioning that, hey, we need to stop the influx of immigration. If anything, it is our duty in our country to protect our country and to make sure our country has the best of intentions for its people. And that includes, and I know that's off topic, that includes making sure our laws are updated and evolved to make sure that we do come first, and that includes Black Americans embracing their autonomy in their lineal line, meaning you get to unfold information and history that has never been talked about because research in universities and colleges, whether HBCU or PWIs, have not been broad enough for us. The narratives of people coming in and taking our stories and trying to put them on as their own, that has been record breaking things that people have been doing, and we've caught them in this generation, and we're saying no more. You don't get to do that anymore. You don't get to lay claim and tell people, if I don't identify myself as African, that somehow I'm somehow being a what did you call a MAGA? No, you're wrong. You're totally wrong.
Can I
Yep.
respond? So, do
Go
you
ahead
guys
quickly
believe
because I
that?
have like three other people that's new on here. So go ahead. You could go ahead.
Okay. So, do you guys believe that Black Americans who believe that they are West African, European, and possibly Native American are wrong and are just believe in white supremacy, as well as
No.
so
That
for
question
me,
didn't make
I
sense. Specify.
okay, so I said I don't believe in FBAs who say that we're Native American. I personally believe, due to like DNA tests, that we are
Okay,
DNA
so you're
tests
African.
are for
wrong. Next
entertainment
question.
purposes. Deli.
Sorry, I'll mute up. I'll mute up.
So are
Okay,
you
so why
you're
I
responding to
personally
my what I said. So that point right there, the you personally and your personal feelings have nothing to do with individuals' family lineage documentation. So if somebody finds that they have African ancestry or they find they have indigeneity ancestry, that is their right in this
Exactly.
country.
but okay, also to the Tucker
You
Carlson part.
Okay.
Why do you believe that someone like Tucker Carlson would prop up this theory if he's the same type of person who was on Fox News for 10 years
It's
saying
not a
that Black
theory.
Americans
So
What's the
are.
Nobody
so
theory?
cares about a
wait, I want to
Neanderthal.
answer. So wait a minute. So your problem is with Tucker Carlson because no
I'm
one in
s-
here brought up Tucker Carlson but you. And again, just because Tucker Carlson is willing to openly talk about FBA,
I just see a
hold on. I
pattern.
want to answer you. I want to answer you in full. Just because he's willing to do that, it is not my belief because you're asking me about my belief, and I have not given you my belief about Tucker Carlson because that's not the discussion. Your prompt to use him as your buffer conversation because you want that to be the focal point when I'm going to answer you this way. Any person weaponizing the discussion around delineation and the discussion around the descendants for likes, views, prompts, or whatever, just so that they can get a rise, and they are not from this soil, they're not from the people that they're talking about. It's for notoriety, it's for likes, it's for grifting. It's no different than what people who come from other nations come here to do when they're saying, I'm black just like you. Aren't you happy that we share the same DNA? Because your point earlier was, how can you recognize that you are from this land, but you're saying that our DNA is different? DNA has nothing to do with identifying someone's genealogical land mass. It says we are like in chromosomes, but you don't know where my origin story started. That is the meaning of research, the meaning of family research. Genealogists have to come into play. Your opinion
Can
don't
I
matter
explain my
what
point?
happens.
Can I
But
explain my point?
I'm just saying your opinion does not
No,
AT
matter.
can other
people,
people
let
go?
That's it. That's all
yeah,
I'm
because
saying.
But
let
she's
Deli
responding
go.
to my point.
Just hurry
She's
up. It's
responding to my
No,
getting my
point, and
because
she's
nerves.
you made a whole different point based off of what she said, and what she said was she generalized and she went into what she was talking about. You wanted to sit there and be like, well,
I'm going
Tucker
to respond to her
Carlson
point.
and well, all of this. No, stop.
Okay,
Stop your
so
point. Can I
you
go,
do you
love?
agree with the tether
Can I
stuff?
go, love? I didn't even care,
We
sweetie.
do.
A gay. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but it's not your. You. We could come back to you. Go ahead, Deli.
I'm gonna speak fast because why is anti-blackness so rampant? Easy, because we are the only ones that want to sit there and be like, we're black and we're proud, and we are our melanin is something that is to be proud of, and everybody want to sit there and follow it. Everybody want to sit there and copy it. What has Black Americans done to make other ethnicities and races dislike them so much? Easy, be born. And I would even go as far as to say that we are the originals. All of you guys cannot evolve, nor can you do anything without us. Your music, your instruments, all of that stuff belongs to us. It is in our land before it was in yours. And what y'all think and what y'all say that the little Neanderthals told y'all, which is a lie, and you say, go pick up a book and all of that stuff. No, that's been handed down to me verbatim, word for word. But y'all don't even know that because y'all birthdays is in January 1st, and
Thank you,
y'all don't
Deli.
even know y'all ancestors like that because y'all fled your homelands. I couldn't imagine doing that. But anyways, I digress. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit there and realize the original people. Y'all are a subsection of us. That
Oh,
is what we are. That is why that is K-pop. That is the reason why there is Afro beats and I'm a no, that is the reason why there is reggae and reggaeton. That is the reason why we have so many genres out here and their own different languages and their own creation saying that this is the ancient thing and all that other good stuff. Meanwhile, their ancient people is highly melanated people. I couldn't imagine being this embarrassing. So when you come on
oh,
here and think that you're about to sit there and disrespect us and say that we have no culture, it's because all of y'all
And I
can't
have not
have one
disrespected
without
anyone.
us. That is the reason why. Stop talking. Stop talking. Anyway, So when y'all do all of these things, when y'all want to suggest all of these things, it is because you guys cannot formulate. It is because you guys cannot move. It is because your music. It is because EDM, country, hip hop, jazz, R&B. It is because everything that we make things, the toilets, even though y'all squat on the grounds and y'all don't have a sidewalk, it is
Oh,
because everything that we make in this world moves. That is the reason why y'all are so mad at us. And jealousy breeds an envious ass bitch that makes her green. I'm done.
okay. Now can we get Mo?
Sus
Can
is
we?
cussing.
I know Mo. Can we have your
I'm
ethnicity?
sorry. I tried. I only did it once. I'm sorry, love.
That
Don't
that
drop
was
me.
way better than you usually do. So we got to give you some grace.
Uh,
Mo, can we have your ethnicity? You can go ahead and answer the prompt.
Yeah, how you doing, love?
No.
Yeah, I'm from Liberia, West Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. Why is anti-blackness so rampant?
What's that in the background?
Oh, my kid, his mother
Oh.
giving him a shower, a bath.
Okay.
Yeah. But why is anti-blackness so rampant?
Wait, are you in America? I remember you, but I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I'm in
You in
America.
America?
Yeah, I'm on
Okay.
the West Coast. Yeah, yeah, I'm living good
Okay.
over here. I'm living good. Yeah. Other ethnicity and races dislike them so much. That's a great question, right there. That's a great prompt, right? Cause I feel like, FBAs, Black Americans or whatever you want to call yourself, they don't know why
It's
they are
not
getting so
whatever.
much
Don't be
heat.
disrespectful, please. It's not whatever we want to call ourselves.
At, hold on, love, hold on, please, thank you. So, yeah, right. So let's talk about that. What has Black Americans done to make other ethnicity hate them, right? I mean, let's be honest, right? In a lot of FBA spaces and Black American spaces, right? Usually they will be up here, throwing insults against Africans and immigrants, right? Blaming us for the slave trade, and then questioning our culture, our intelligence, and just using slurs, let's go on and on, right? And
What
it's like,
slurs do we have for you guys? Tell me some.
oh, just some, booty scratcher,
That's not a slur. That's not a slur. But go
and
ahead.
you call and tethers, that's a slur.
Heather,
People
that's
don't.
not a slur. No, y'all
That's
not.
not
Y'all
a
just
slur.
making up shit.
An
That's not a slur.
immigrant,
How much of a pathetic
you
victim
wouldn't
blaming do
know
you
it's a
Hold
want to
up,
be?
slur.
Deli. Deli, don't.
As an
Calling somebody an
immigrant,
immigrant is not a slur. Calling somebody an African booty scratcher is not a slur. That
tethers,
was a joke from a movie in the 90s. An immigrant is what you are if you had to migrate to another country. That's not a slur. Stop it.
but black.
Wait, love, but this is the funny thing. Y'all
Y'all have
Can
slurs
said
for
it
us.
yourselves. It was y'all who played the actors who said it. How
But there's a lot of reason, right? And people
There
dislike
isn't.
FBAs and Black Americans, right? Like that one Asian lady that went up there on a podcast and called Black Americans dirty, right? It's like
Mhm.
Black Americans have pushed us, right? Have they create this problem, right? Now they don't like the reaction they are getting back, right?
No, that's the other way around.
So
You're projecting.
it's
You all
like, hold,
created the
hold on a second,
problem.
T,
No,
right?
that's me.
So
It's the host
your
speaking.
oh, sorry, go ahead, love, my bad.
Y'all created this problem and now we finally entered the chat and you all are crashing out because y'all don't like to be in the kitchen with us. You cannot take the fucking heat. And we finally started saying something back. You all have been saying we had no culture and calling us lazy and calling us akata and calling us baby mamas and talking about all of the debauchery that goes on in our community when you have terrible things going on in your homeland and amongst yourselves, but y'all don't ever talk about it. We finally started saying something. Y'all called us lost cats and y'all say that we are the orphans of the world and we don't know when we're displaced people. You all have been saying these things about us for decades and we never said anything back, not as a collective. And now that we are, y'all can't take it. But go ahead.
Yeah, there's no denying, right, that we have our own, shit on our side, right? But there's the thing, right? I personally, if Black Americans and FBA want to delineate, that's fine. Let them do that, right? I have no problem with that. But there's a difference, right? You guys can do that without attacking immigrants and African and generalizing
Don't
us and
speak on
calling us
us.
names,
It is a
etc.,
response
etc.,
to
right?
unprovoked
Well, hold on, D.
antagonization. It is not us
Jelly,
antagonizing you
Jelly,
guys out
jelly,
of
jelly,
nowhere. It is a
jelly,
response. What don't you understand? Are you illiterate?
Jelly,
Are you
just
deaf?
mute Jelly. All right.
jelly,
Lord
jelly.
have
Okay.
mercy. Go ahead and land.
I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's you guys can do one without doing the other, right? And that's what it comes down to, right? All this rhetoric and shit talking towards immigrants and Africans is unnecessary. It's not helping y'all, right? Achieve your goals and whatever.
What rhetoric
And I
did you
land with
hear
that.
today? What
Can
rhetoric did
I
you hear today?
rebuttal? Because I never get a
Uh,
chance.
Ms. Love Jones, is it okay if I respond to some of what's been said?
Everybody want to respond. Let Fly go because she hasn't been able to say anything. Then Peace could go. Then ATP and then Deli could go. Go ahead, Fly.
First of all, you all been here 50 years. You can't name two things you have done with Black Americans. Second of all, you can't come to somebody else's country from a third world country and get all our resources, everything that should have been with us, while you talking about how low we are in our communities, and think that we owe you something. First of all, we've walked in silence for over 50 years, letting you people disrespect us, say what you want to us. We never cared. We looked over it, still supported you, still did everything we were supposed to do. And you had the nerve to point the finger like you had it going on in Africa. Second of all, you don't come to somebody else's country and think you can tell them anything when your country is in shambles, okay? We don't owe you nothing. You shouldn't have never came pointing the finger like we owe you something. And you don't get to tell us when we should stop telling your ass off because y'all did it for 50 years. This ain't even been a year yet. So get it together. Don't come telling us nothing. Stay away from us. And we all shall overcome.
But
All
how do
us
you,
will be okay if you just stay away from us. Y'all keep saying if y'all delineate, we have. Stay away from us. You don't seem to stay away. That's the thing. You keep coming with more stuff, and guess what? It's you all doing it. So at the end of the day, you all have a panel and say we're going to stay away from them. We're not going on their panels. We're not going to bother them because we don't do it to you all. See, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the GUN, is it? We're tired of y'all. This is what y'all do. And we can say what we want because you all have for 50 years. So don't tell us what to do.
but is this how you treat a guest, Fly? Right? We are guests in your home,
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
get
no,
your
When
ass
guests,
out
guests
of here
but
come
talking
here,
about a
guests don't
you
guest.
come.
treat a guest with
Can I
respect,
go, love?
What?
right?
No, you supposed to come here and
If you
respect
gotta
us.
give
Yeah,
respect
but
Can I
it's
first.
go,
it goes
please?
Can I
both
go,
ways,
love?
right? It
Yes.
goes both ways. You don't have a
Hold
guest
on.
Oh,
come
wait,
over and then you
no.
treat the guest like trash and then
TA,
expect
Let
the
Peace.
guest.
All
I'm
right, Mo.
sorry.
Hold up.
The
Let Peace go.
docile,
Hold up,
the
Deli. 2
docile was
seconds.
before me.
Let who? Oh yeah, we got to see y'all. It's let Peace go ahead, and then the
Mhm.
docile go ahead, and then we'll bring it back around.
Thank you. So my issue with a lot of the Black immigrants from the Black diaspora is a lot of them take on YT supremacy talking points and just really their style of behavior. For instance, they keep saying that we're the ones who are calling them slurs when they have a long history of having slurs against us. Speaking about scamming and all that sort of thing in Nigeria, because we talked about some of the scam degrees that they have. Specifically in Nigeria, they have over 22,000 degree certificates that are currently starting in 2024 to current day are being investigated and invalidated from unaccredited universities. So that's one thing. But then also I wanted to say that in regards to these claims that somehow FBA are delusional about our lineage, if you look up Walter Plecker, who was over Virginia, he'll be someone that would give you information on us having a native heritage. If you also look up the Dawes Rolls, that would also give you indication of our native heritage. So it's not us making up lies, delusions, or stories. Everything we're saying is historical facts.
Thank you, Peace.
Can
That
I
was so
respond
good.
afterwards?
No,
No, I
continue.
gotta let the docile Don go. The docile Don go ahead.
Hey, Black American, that's crazy. That they come over here with the entitlement that they have. Honestly, it sounds mean, but y'all don't have no rights. Y'all rights are what we say y'all rights are. Y'all come to our land, and then y'all act like we the problem in our own land. We can feel how we want to be. If we are racist, we in our land. We ain't coming to y'all land disrespecting y'all. So whatever we say, whatever our thoughts is, if you don't like it, you can go home. Like honestly, and who are y'all to tell us who we are? Y'all came up over here. How y'all gonna come to somebody's house and tell them who they is and we wrong and y'all don't know us? How y'all gonna tell us about our experience? How y'all tell our grandparents that they are liars? They don't know who they are. They fought and they sacrificed everything for us just so we can hold our head with dignity and pride through the world. Why would we run away? All their sacrifices will be for nothing. Everything if we go to Africa. Two, our lineage will be gone. If we spread throughout Africa, there will be no more Black Americans, which is what these white people want. You think, you think we gonna give up? We came this far. We've been fighting our whole lives. I was born in '92 when the riots was going on. This is born. We was born into this. This ain't on us. It's in us. Like we, all we know how to do is resist whiteness. All we know how to do is be ourselves. And everybody hated for us because they can't. They don't know how to. They don't know how to feel pride. They want to stand up, but they can't. If and two, we always been outnumbered. Africans, y'all have the numbers. Y'all just y'all just weak. Y'all don't want to fight. Y'all could wake up one morning and the whole 1.3 billion be like, we done. The world would change. Y'all just too weak to do that. Y'all rather come fight us and argue with us.
And
We
they
done
fight against each
absolutely
other
nothing
over
for
there on the
you.
continent too, Dom. Go ahead.
And we done absolutely nothing but been welcoming to you people. And you have the nerve. Do y'all want to play away games? Y'all on our away team now. When we said when white people shouldn't be wearing braids and dreads, y'all said white people can white tee people, y'all it's we don't own no hairstyle. Whatever what's buying whatever he said about reparations, like we shouldn't get reparations because his grandma won't get like everything we try to do. We sit here for 60 years and watch y'all systematically destroy everything our ancestors fought for. Even birthright citizenship, y'all messed that up. You know why? Because y'all kept scamming, bringing kids over here, coming over here on a visa, never leaving. Y'all messed that up. The civil rights, all that's getting destroyed. Y'all helped them take away our political power. If you can see from Texas, we got our voted again. Our power, our political power is basically gone thanks to y'all. And y'all talking about partnership when y'all down and out, when y'all was up. Y'all didn't even tell us about the scams. Y'all didn't even bring us in on the scams either on that part, even though y'all was scamming. Y'all didn't do
I'm
that.
glad they
Now y'all
didn't.
want partnership. We good. We good. We good over here. Like it's no hate. We don't hate y'all. We don't hate nobody. Like I don't understand the reason why y'all not so creative and we so creative. Black Americans so creative because we don't think about white people. We don't think about black. We don't think about other black immigrants. We think about ourselves. We wake up. I got this bill to pay. I got this due, but we gonna be okay. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna. We think we creative. We think inward. We don't look at what these people doing. What that everybody. That's why we so inventive. Everybody looking outwards at us, and we looking inwards. We just keep saying we want to be left alone. We want to be left alone. We want to be left alone. Nobody wants to leave us alone. Why y'all get mad at us? We giving y'all attitude. Y'all don't want to leave us alone, so now y'all just want to get our attitude. If you don't like our attitude, you can do what we said the first time and leave us alone. And I'm done. Big fan of you, Love Jones.
Okay, thank you. All right, ATP wanted to say something. Then Deli could go, and then I don't want to pronounce it. I know your name is not Age. You said it was pronounced something else, but I can't recall. I'm not trying to mispronounce it. Go ahead,
No,
boo.
Okay, so I think what's upsetting is that a man from Liberia is on the stage being so condescending and disrespectful and wanting to center himself as a
That's what they
guest,
do.
when guests are invited, not abruptly enforcing themselves into people's homes. That's not a guest, that's actually an intruder. So I think you got the terms mixed up. And then the second thing is the Americano colonies and what was Liberia at the time. As wrong as it was to try to to ship people to a country or a place they did not come from, but they created a colony. What happened to those colonies from the people of the land is that they didn't welcome them in. They were actually upset that
Unalizing.
yes, and there was a war that took place, and then people had to escape back to America, the United States, because the people there did not want them there. So it's very odd that Black Americans have not war with any immigrant groups coming over here to force them out of our land. In fact, you've intruded on a lot of our land. You've stolen a lot of our farming. You've taken a lot of our economics, and you have the nerve to want to steal and cloak our identity and get upset when we tell you, no, you're not the real McCoy. At this point, you are out of line, Mo, and you do not belong in the discussion because you don't even know your own history in Liberia. If you did, you would have stayed in the comments.
Hey, ATP, I'd like to, because it was Black Americans, a Black man from, what is it called? Virginia in the 1880s who garnered them sovereignty and their right to actually be a country where no other country can actually touch them. But
Maryland?
seeing as
You mean
how them
Maryland?
things like to come over there and they messed it up. So that is why Liberia is the way
Are
that
you
it
talking
is
about
today,
Maryland?
because them things. I'm talking
Belly?
about Liberia.
Oh, I know. So the colony was in Maryland. Um, and if there was one in Virginia, I'll look it up. But I know that they definitely had this corridor here. I'm in Virginia, and that's what we actually study Black
Yeah,
history.
that was a man in
So
1880s.
yes, ma'am.
And
And
that's the reason why Liberia got its foundation and its sovereignty.
yes, and so I
I could
think
be
that it's
wrong.
I'll look it up, but I really just think it's very sometimes it gets really upsetting because everything that we're doing right now as ascendants is to not just reclaim our time, but also reclaim our autonomy. And people seem to have a problem with that when all they do is theft. They are carving out little enclaves for themselves. They are taking up economics that they do not pour back into the communities as they cipher. I remember an attorney that I was watching, and she literally, that's just what she does immigration, right? And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a handbook where you can make money, get money here, and then you can send the money back home to your families. You're not sending money from those nations to America. Our churches pride themselves on helping people over in your countries. Your countries don't come here on missions trips to rebuild up after what happened to Katrina, or help families who are accosted or assaulted by our system, judicially or legislatively. So we're not talking the same language when it comes to who's is prepared for WAR and who's been always fighting. You took out Patrice Lumumba, and he was going to bring some value to the nation, but y'all didn't want that because he came here to talk to our leaders on what to do. You didn't like that. So please, maybe you should stick in the comments and listen versus
That's
trying
why I don't
to
educate
process.
the uneducatable.
Oof.
I don't like to uneducate them. I just like to talk bad about them and sit there and say that they were disrespectful from the beginning. And I like to go back to their history, seeing as how they never know anything about it, and yet they want to sit there and tell us about ours. Well, I read a book. Well, you guys read the same book that we did, because they still taking over y'all things. Y'all need to get rid of the dang on Koreans. Y'all need to get rid of the Chinese. Y'all need to get rid of the UK. Y'all need to get rid of everybody that's messing up y'all stuff that the white man. Like, y'all need to get rid of that. Like, but y'all still
They're
over here.
billionaires.
And this is my
They're billion.
question.
They're
But wait, hold on.
billionaires. They're
Hold on,
billionaires.
ATP. ATP. ATP, my bad. But this is my funny thing, is that it's the funniest thing because seeing as how y'all come over here at the tens, if not hundreds of thousands, y'all are helping to what y'all consider, right? We come over here to take from your country because you've extorted from ours, right? By y'all being over here and by y'all doing all that, by the tens of hundreds of thousands, y'all are helping because supply and demand, dummies. But y'all are helping to extort from your country and help further colonize your own countries. Do y'all not understand that? Or are y'all not? But then again, never mind. That's a rhetorical question because y'all are. Never mind. Go ahead, ATP.
But Kelly,
They're
right? This is the thing.
they're
Hold on, AT.
billionaires.
Hold on, AT.
They're
Right?
Wait, I thought
When
it
billionaires
was
we
are
going
when we
next.
come here, right, Kelly?
Wait,
We
they're
ATP, go
billionaires.
ahead and land, boo, because I have to let other people talk.
They're billionaires literally are marrying out of their own nations into
They are our middle
European
class.
countries. Oh gosh, European countries. That's all I can say.
All right, go ahead. A gay. Is that how you say your name?
It's AG. I feel like
AG.
my point was proven. Like I said, I believe that all our issues is white supremacy. To the point of how it's like related to Tucker Carlson. Everyone in the comments is saying ICE. They're saying that we should
Oh my God, Tucker
immigrants shouldn't
Carlson.
deserve
You like him?
rights, shouldn't deserve
Kelly,
rights.
let the girl talk. Go ahead.
Don't deserve rights. That's the same thing white supremacists say. That's the same thing they say, that people should be deported, that they shouldn't have rights. And you ATP, you brought up Patrice Lumumba. Patrice Lumumba was killed by the CIA, just like Malcolm
Stay
X, just like
unalive,
Martin
please.
Luther
I don't want
King.
to get a restriction.
Sorry. They were all unalived by the CIA because if they can keep Africa poor, if they can keep the resources from being brought to the people, them controlling the rights, just like they can keep the prison industrial system in America. It's all interconnected. So that's why I believe like shitting on immigrants is pointless because we are all fighting
So
the same
Patrice
battles.
Lumumba
And
was
that's
taken out by his own people, regardless of agencies that were in play. And if
the
the people
CIA
had
was
hold
behind
on, if
it.
the people had respect, if the people had respect for their countrymen, then they would have never went through with it. So again, it wasn't like white folks went in there and was like, "Yeah, we gonna do this." It was their own his own people.
The
They didn't tell
CIA,
his
it's
own.
actually proof
They
that the
didn't.
CIA was
That's
behind it.
fine, but it was on
Do you think the do you
his
think
own
for
people were compromised
do you
and
think for
literally
Malcolm X that it was
took
someone
him out.
in the or
It
do you
was a
think it
white
was the
man.
CIA?
But either way,
So it
it's
wasn't
still
for
again,
Patrice.
It was a
it goes
Neanderthal.
it goes back to again, I'm gonna say it again. His
Malcolm X was
own
killed by a black
people.
man. That
He
was sent
was
by the CIA.
unalived
Malcolm
by
X
a
was unalived by a
Neanderthal.
man who was from the Caribbean, who was in the NOI, and he was over the NOI 7. So
How about
again,
Martin Luther King?
it doesn't matter, but we're talking about Patrice Lumumba. So all these other people you're naming, we can talk about
I'm
MLK
those
saying
was
that it's all
too.
unalived by a
interconnected, white
Caribbean.
supremacy.
No, it's not.
MLK
They
was
don't
White
want black
unalived by
people
a
in America
Wait a
Caribbean.
to
minute.
thrive,
Wait a
just like
minute.
they don't want continental
MLK
black
was
Americans to
unalived by
thrive,
a
just like they don't
Caribbean.
want Haiti to
But
How
white
long do
thrive.
you want to
supremacy.
be? I mean, you're 2 for 0. Keep going.
But
Which
white
other one you want to
supremacy.
name,
Why
baby?
are you yelling?
Hold on.
Why are you
But no,
yelling?
no, 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 no. Which other one?
White supremacy is a tool that's activated by other people. And I'm going to say it again. Patrice Lumumba was taken out by his own government and his own
But
people.
who sent him? Who sent him?
Listen.
AG, ATP,
I'm
hold
going to
up.
say it
Can you
like
mute?
this.
Wait, no, I need to say something because this is aggravating me. AG, you keep bringing up white people, and it's getting to a point. It's very pathetic at this point.
She said Patrice Lumumba was
I
killed
don't
by
give a
an
damn about
African.
that, girl. I don't care. At the end of the day, an African person came up here last night and said that, or the night before, I don't know, that they were being funded by the USA. And I said, well, who's being funded? He said, terroristic organizations. And I said, well, who's a part of the organizations? It's them. At the end of the day, it does not matter who's fueling you to do something. You have free will. You have free will.
So
I don't praise white people. White people is not my God. I don't care. A white person could not pay me enough to influence
when they
another
killed
group.
Martin Luther King,
Oh my God, stop saying killed or
when
I'm
they
going
had
to drop
Drop
you. You
her.
trying to get
Drop
my
her.
live restricted?
when they
Drop
had
her.
someone
No, this the
unalive
third
Malcolm
or fourth
X,
time she
when
done
they
said
had
it.
someone unalive Malcolm X, was that his
That
free
what he
agency
was
or was that
unalived
the
by somebody
CIA?
in the
Yes,
Caribbean.
whoever did it,
Next.
How about the Black
whoever,
Next.
Panthers when they had
Nelly,
black
Next.
people?
stop.
When
I
they
was
had black
infiltrated by
Whoever
an
people,
Asian
unalived,
person.
whoever unalived Malcolm X did it on his own free will, whether it was by bribery, money, whatever. Whoever did it on their own free will. Stop blaming a white man. Like it gets played out. You talking about old Tucker Carlson. So what? So what? Because he acknowledged and you said he acknowledged a theory is disrespectful. You are very disrespectful. You are up here with a panel of people telling us who we are, telling us what our lineage is, talking about some DNA tests that is literally for entertainment purposes only, unless you're trying to find out who your mother and your father and your immediate family is. Those, like Unwritten said earlier, it cannot prove your ethnicity. It does not hold up in court. I cannot say, well, I'm 80% Nigerian and go to Nigeria with ancestry.com, a DNA test and get citizenship and tell them they owe me land and a cow because I'm 80%, because this paperwork got spit into a tube. That's not how that works. It's not how it works. Stop being disrespectful, trying to tell people who they are. You saying that FBA is dangerous is very disrespectful, and you are dangerous. You are a danger. You are a threat to an entire lineage of people by saying that they are dangerous because you're putting a target on people's backs just because your feelings are hurt or you feel left out. That's not okay. You need to do some introspective work and you need to self-reflect. Now
Can
we
I
got to
respond?
move on.
Can I respond to her, Love Jones, or you
Go
want me
ahead,
to?
Unwritten. And after you, we gotta let Mo speak again because I don't think he even got to land his plane.
Okay. Yeah, AG. The reality though is you are naming situations where truly, actually, immigrants have been used to harm our community. So all those instances that you brought up, immigrants have actually played a part in that. So if we're looking to your countries, right, over in Africa, and we're seeing that all it takes is for you to get paid a certain amount and you're willing to turn on your people at a drop of a dime, do you not realize how you are actually dangerous to us? That's the reality.
what
You come
happened
over
to the
here, like
Black
I said, don't
Panther who
interrupt
was
me.
killed
Don't
by
interrupt
another
me. Don't
Black
interrupt me.
Panther?
Don't interrupt
Girl,
me.
I'm dropping you. Bitch,
Don't
you
interrupt
gotta
me.
go. You keep saying KILLED ho. I'm trying to be
I think
nice. Y'all
she, yeah,
getting on my motherfucking
she
nerves.
triggering. Yeah, she's trying to trigger something, to be honest. No, the reality is that you all have shown that you can't be trusted. All it takes is a couple of coin for you to turn your back on your own people. So you coming here, you're easily compromised. How can we ever unite or align with people who are so impressed by a dollar? You can't be trusted, and you show that with your own countries, that you're willing to do that to your own people. So you coming over here and you backstabbing us, that's what we've been experiencing. We just have been looking the other way out of the sake of attempting to unify with you all. We're just now realizing that we can't. It's impossible to unify with people who are easily compromised. We don't have the same enemy. We don't have the same agenda. You keep saying that white supremacy is what unites us all and that's the enemy, but the reality is white supremacy is your ally. And we can't be allies with people who ally with white supremacy. So stop trying to police how we navigate our country, how we navigate these obstacles that are constantly put in our way. You are just another obstacle. So I'm sorry that you are being used as a pawn for white supremacy, but all pawns got to go. They've always gone. You're just next in line. So
You know
if you're
what?
not aware of history, you're not aware of how white supremacy uses its tools against our community, then you wouldn't be so surprised that of our response. You would have united with us, but instead you came here for the American dream, and that dream included exploiting our community and ciphering resources from us and aligning with white supremacy. That's the American dream. That's what y'all came here to do, and we've seen that y'all are basking in that. Mo is living good under white supremacy. So we understand that you're not our allies, and we thought all skin folk was kinfolk. That was our bad. That was our bad. We know now our ancestors were correct as usual, and we know that y'all are not our kinfolk, right? And so don't act surprised at our response. And to be honest, It's very light. Like, we're just having a conversation at this point. None of you all are being harmed. Maybe your feelings are hurt a little bit, but
Thank
that's not a
you.
danger to you. Only thing
Right.
that's been harmed in all of this is your feelings. Let's just be
And
very
she's in the
clear.
comments saying, oh, this is just an echo chamber. You're not being disrespectful. Bitch, fuck you. You've been on my panel for over 30 minutes saying the same BS, and I'm trying not to cuss. I'm a work in progress. Saying the same BS over and over again. What do you mean it's an echo chamber? We let you speak. You ain't saying nothing. You're not adding anything of substance. You're being disrespectful, telling people who they are, telling us our history, acting as if we don't know who we are. That's disrespectful. Could you imagine if I went on a panel with Nigerians and said, y'all don't know where y'all come from because Nigeria was named Nigeria in 1960 by a white lady named Flora Shaw. But where are you from? But what I heard was that, you know, they have folklore and proverbs of their ancestors migrating from the West. So where you really from? You would be utterly like, that's diabolical. You don't get into somebody's space and tell them who they are with that confirmation bias BS.
And Love Jones, they have an allegiance elsewhere. And they prove that every time they talk. Their allegiance is not here. Their allegiance is not even, you know, to come here to benefit the people in the nations that they live in. She says, oh, I was born here. You were born here, but your allegiance is to the nation that your mother's from. Because all children literally are raised, whoever the mother is, that's who the children will be. The father reinforces it.
That part. But to say this is an echo chamber, has she not been on a panel with us for how long?
Yeah, for a long time.
Have we not all been engaging in conversation and entertaining her, no matter how dumb it was?
She
It
kept
wasn't an
saying
echo
flag
chamber.
words that would harm the live, and she's been warned multiple times to stop saying those
She's been up
words.
here 49 minutes. Girl, you've been up here for
Literally.
almost an hour and you got the nerve to get your funky ass in the comments and talk about an echo chamber. See, this is what I don't like. Y'all spin webs, a web of lies, and y'all spin narratives when it's convenient. Out of convenience, you will go someplace else and say, oh, Love Jones just won an echo chamber. But you will lie and you will act like you wasn't sitting up here with us for nearly an hour. It's a lie.
Scamming, the scammers.
I don't appreciate that because we were all very gracious to you. Even Deli be trying because Deli a little tiki boom, but even she was trying. But go, Mo, you wanted to say something else. Go ahead.
Yeah, love. Um, There's one of the issue, right, that I forgot to mention, right, is Black America don't give credit a lot where it's due, right? And what I mean by that is the way immigrants and Africans have contributed to America, right? For example, right, we give Black America their first melanated president, right? Barack Obama. We gave that to Black America,
What
right?
did that do for
He
us?
Kenyan.
Where is the gratitude? Where is we put Black America
You
on the map?
didn't do anything,
Oh,
bum. He's Kenyan.
Deli, hold on, please, right?
Deli.
Hold on, please,
Wait,
right? We showed the world. We showed the world
you didn't
what
show
it
nothing.
means,
What did you
right?
do?
Wait,
We
wait,
showed the
wait,
world
wait
What
a
the
did you
minute.
power
do?
of
Hold
You
on,
Black
y'all.
unity.
Please
We
mute
sh-
and let the man get it out. Go ahead. You got 30 seconds. Go
yeah, we
ahead.
showed the world, what it means to be Black, Black unity, right? So when Black America had Barack Obama, y'all claim him as your own, right? But immigrants and African, we gave that man to y'all. And the changes that he have made in this country affected Black Americans
In a negative way.
and changed their lives in a lot of ways. And what I
No.
meant by that, we're talking about policy reform. We're talking about
You
healthcare,
a
right? We're
damn lie.
talking
You a
about
fat face
polit-
on live. Hurry up
hold
and
on,
land
love.
because I need to
Yeah.
say something.
And one of the main things is political empowerment. We give that to Black America.
Oh my
Right? We
God.
open doors through Obama. And I land with that.
No. Okay. First of all, Barack Obama, somebody said it perfectly. He was Kenyan and European. He was not Liberian like you. You all always do this. You try to use this funky trick bag when it's convenient. Every immigrant, now we all immigrants, y'all group yourselves together. The same thing that y'all try to do to us, you tether yourselves onto other immigrant groups. You're not Kenyan and you're not European. So Barack Obama has nothing to do with you. You all love to do that. Barack Obama did not do anything specifically or directly that impacted Black Americans in a positive or an aspirational or in a progressive way. He actually set us back. He passed a bill that had all of our greats and all of our legendary people changed to African American by federal law. That was a detriment. He made us look as if we were immigrants, and you didn't give us anything. We gave that to you. We were the ones that upheld him and voted him into office. We gave Barack Obama to you. He had to come here to get lit and to climb the corporate ladder and to climb the ladder in Congress. He had to come here. He had to go to Chicago to leech and be a parasite. He had to find a native born Chicagoan man as a host to copy his swag, to cosplay, and to literally morph into him, to shapeshift into a Black American person. He was raised in Hawaii. Hawaii, yes, is one of the 50 states, but is not a part of the mainland, and it has fuck all to do with Black American culture. So don't ever come up here popping it. He was also raised by a white tea man, okay? His Kenyan father abandoned him the way a lot of you all's father do over there on that continent. So don't come up in here talking about no Barack Obama. And that is another reason why we've had to open our eyes. The veil has been lifted and our ancestors have been speaking through us to wake the fuck up. Because us allowing you all to cosplay and us pouring our energy into you and uplifting you has done nothing but set us back. So don't come over here with that talking about you gave. You didn't give anything. We gave a
Yeah.
European African man the opportunity to be in the White House because we showed up and voted for him by the droves, not
Yeah.
you.
And you want to look at the progress, look at the Black American community ever since immigrants have been able to come over here. Have we been progressing or have we been stagnant? The reality is that you all have been a detriment to our progress, and we're just saying no more. We're not allowing you all to continue to stunt and distract us from what we got to do. So,
Yeah, because we need to
Hey,
evolve.
hey Mo. Hey Mo, I
Our
got a
country
question.
deserves to evolve.
I got to wait, hold on. I got a quick question. Hey Mo, what has the African Union done for you? Hey Mo. Mo.
My bad, y'all. What was your question?
What has the African Union done for you?
What has the African Union done for me personally or for the continent
What
of
has the
Africa?
African Union done for you?
For Liberia.
I mean, the African Union, they have helped the continent in a lot of ways, right?
Which is specify.
Well, one of the main thing, right, was exploitation from foreigners in powerful country coming
That's
in.
not even a word. Exportation.
Are
That's not
you
a word.
saying
Exploit,
Go ahead.
exploitation? Exploitation?
Yeah, that's what I'm
exploitation.
saying. I'm trying to guess like exploitation, exportation,
My
what are you talking about?
my accent, y'all. My bad, my accent. It be there.
Okay. Specify. That's why I asked you to specify. So what have they done? Go ahead. Specify.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for the gifts.
Well, no. That's the thing. Q, whatever your name is. Sorry about that. He can't drop facts about Liberia because he don't even know the founders. I told him that. You're
What do
welcome.
you mean the
I'm your mother.
founders?
You
We
my
were
son.
already
But
there.
anyways,
If you know
what
the history
has
of, hold on,
African
Del.
Union done for you?
Del,
What has
you want to
African
speak on my
Union done for
country?
you?
You want to speak on my
What
country like you
has
been there?
African? Oh, bitch, we could really go there.
You haven't been to my country.
What you
What
want to
you want to
do?
speak on my country? I was there
Tell me,
before.
tell me what
I
you
Who
want
was
to
was
there
the
do.
before
wait?
those
But Mo,
intruders
who was
come.
the first Liberian president?
I was there before
No,
those
no, no, no.
intruders come
Tell
in.
me.
We was
No, no,
there
no,
already.
no, 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 no,
But
no.
Mo,
Since you want to
but
go
say
back and forth,
you gave us Obama. Who was the first
seeing as how
Liberian
you want to
president,
sit
Mo?
there and do all of that, no, no, no. Unwritten, unwritten. I got this because it's the funniest thing with these little nasty, dirty neck
Have you been?
people.
Have you been to
Listen,
Africa, Delhi?
so
Have you been
you
to
want to go
Africa?
back and forth and claim your country and things like that? Name the founder. Name the
The front.
founder of your
You mean those
country.
people that came in and tried
Name
and steal
the
our land?
founder
Name them.
of your country. Name the founder who gave your country sovereignty. Name the person.
No one gave my country sovereignty. What do you mean? You talking about the American
Name
Liberian that came?
them. Name them.
Are you talking about
Oh, you
those
really
the
don't know
free
the name?
slips?
You seriously
Name
don't know the name of your
them.
first president?
Of course, I
Name
know the name.
them.
Our
And
first,
it's the country that you rep, my guy. This the
our
country
first
that you
president,
rep.
the
Name the
first
founder
president
and the
of
person who
Liberia
Guys,
was
stop
Joseph Jenkins
yelling.
Robert,
to
Calm
right?
Liberia.
down. Oh my
Well, hold
God.
on, let me finish,
I
Joe.
am calm.
Right? Let me finish, right?
Name it.
You want me to name or
Name him.
intruder Joseph Jenkins Robert? He was the first
Name
president.
him. Name him.
I named you. I gave you the name already.
Name him.
Oh my God. I gave you the name already. Joseph
Name
Jenkins
him.
Robert was the first president
A black
of
American?
Liberia, right?
A black American?
He was a black American, yes, right?
Oh,
Who
He was
gave
a
your
wait.
country
So we
sovereignty?
gave,
No,
no
no,
no
so
no,
we
no
no.
no
gave
no.
your,
Who gave your country
We was there
sovereignty?
already. We are indigenous to that
So why
land,
does your country look like that as of now?
right? We are
He gave
indigenous to
y'all
that land
sovereignty and he founded it, which means nobody can touch y'all. Why does your country look like that now?
because it has been exploited, right?
No,
It
no,
has been
no, that's
exploited.
not it. That's not it.
Nigga, we showed
you
y'all
should,
how to
so
take baths
Mo,
in
you need to
Liberia,
thank
nigga.
us for your first president. We showed Africa that you can actually have a president in Africa.
We showed Africans how
We
to take
didn't need a
baths, nigga.
president, though, right?
No,
We
no, the
didn't.
same way we need to thank you
We
for
were
Obama.
doing just
You need to
fine
thank black
before the
You
Americans for
American
having a
wasn't
Liberians.
country,
doing
Mo.
fine at all. You
We
wasn't even a country,
we were
babes.
doing just
You
fine
need to
before the
have
You
a,
American
no,
wasn't
no,
even
Liberians
a
Mo.
shows
country. You
up.
wasn't
You
even
need to
thought
thank us
of.
for having a country, Mo. You need to
We
thank us
gave
for
y'all
that.
We
toilets,
was there
nigga.
already. That's what you guys
Oh
don't
my
realize. We
God.
was
No,
there
you need to
All
thank
already.
us.
right,
No,
all
no,
right,
no.
We
y'all.
had our own
Everybody,
Nigga, we
system
I'm
gave
gonna
y'all
go
already.
ahead. This
deodorant,
is getting on my nerves. Y'all mute up, please. We have other people on the panel that need to speak. Lady T, hello. Can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and answer the prompt.
Good evening, everybody. Just breathe. I understand the hostility. Breathe. I'm Black American, and I've been listening for a little bit, and I want to kind of address the prompts. Why is anti-Blackness so rampant? I think that is because the world has been colonized, including Africa and all the countries within it, and there is a narrative that they accept. Even though they have been colonized, they communicate as if they have not been colonized. And they come over here and they have a disdain for us, the entire BIPOC community, and not just Africa, but all people of color. It's evident from their behaviors and the ways that we engage with one another and the ways that business is not done, no building is done. They all feel exactly the way they vote, all feel the exact same way. We fight against the colonizers, but every other group wants that proximity to the colonizer, so they act that way. Secondly, what has Black Americans done to make them so upset? If we remove ourselves from them, they will be required to fight for their own rights, and that's not something they want to do. They will have to, if we remove ourselves, set our own standards for ourselves, include our own group within that, they will have to fight for their rights. They say they were born here as if that gives them the right, and it gives them the right because of the 13th, 14th, and the 15th Amendment. If those things are taken away from them, then they will have to stand on their own twos, and that's not something they want to do. And I'll land my plane there.
Okay. Mr. Tetherism, can we have your ethnicity? You could go ahead and
man.
answer
I'm
the
a
prompt.
straight nigga from the side. You heard me?
Stop.
Bible
Oh,
Belt,
that's you.
deep
No, you
side. You heard
cannot
me?
come up here with the N-word.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
We
apologize.
have. I don't want to get a restriction.
I
Okay.
apologize.
Now go ahead.
I'm straight from the side, man. Deep side, Bible Belt. You heard me? Hey, listen, man. We been them people for so long. Greatness is always hated. Why you think Michael Jordan was hated when he played in the league? When you can't lose, you're gonna be hated. And it's a shame that the hate usually comes from people that share the same skin tone. Like grandma used to tell us back in the day, all skin folk ain't kin folk. My dad is 80. My dad didn't grow up in the education system that taught him Africa. Like my dad don't even know what that is. That come about in the 80s, the 70s and the 80s when I was coming up in the school. So when you've been this great for too long, I mean, you're gonna have admirers, but after a while, people gonna start to hate you. It's like everybody that's great, man. You ain't never seen a Muhammad Ali come out of Africa. You ain't never seen a Tiger Woods come out of Africa, Michael Jackson, a Michael Jordan. These people hate us because we're great, man. Under the situation and the circumstances we were under, we still worked hard. We fought. We ain't run from nothing. See, that's the difference between the African and the FBA. The FBA is like the cousin that's with all the smoke. The African is like that soft A cousin. He don't want no problems. He docile. He walk around with his head down. White man jump on his back. He'll run up the street with the white man on his back. Man, white people don't even try no nigga over here. We don't even get out like that. So to me, when I look at it, it's a bunch of hate due to
Stop
great.
saying the HATE
Oh,
too.
okay,
I
I'm
don't want to
sorry.
get.
It's a
They
bunch
just
of
don't like it.
it's a bunch of dislike due to greatness. You would never see anything where they say, if you ain't got haters, you ain't popping. Man, that's us. We got all the haters. Hey, listen, we have to stop with the whole white tea supremacy stuff. It's all them folks, man. Them immigrants. Oh, man, listen. I've been treated. I'm from Miami, born and raised, right? But I live two states, Georgia and Florida. Man, I used to grow up coming to visit family and family reunions in Georgia. Man, I go back to Miami. This is why I couldn't understand why people used to say white supremacy, because in Miami we was under the supremacy, not even the supremacy, but the hate. I mean, the dislike from foreigners. Like it was never like this. Is why I tell people, like, everybody's situation is different, right? I don't have no dislike for the white tea people, right? Because they've been trying to get the foreigners out the way, just like my dad and his my uncles and my ancestors been too. My dad told me when he used to work as a sharecropper in Georgia, think about this. A black man used to be able to have 10, 15 kids as a sharecropper and provide for his whole family. Grandma ain't work. Grandma ain't never known what working was, because they used to be able to provide them with adequate pay to sustain a family. My dad say when them immigrants came, he say, boss man called him one day. He say, Henry, we got some new people here. We think about cut back on pay. My dad say, why? He say, Henry, we could get 3 of them for one of you. That's when my daddy packed up, left Georgia, and went to Miami because it was supposed to be bigger opportunity and better. So when I hear these tethers coming here speaking this Tetherese, man, we don't want to hear none of that. Man, I don't even believe in mixing blood. Like I tell people, like, I don't believe in none of that. Like, I'm straight FBI. I ain't mixing with nothing. Because, man, we the cream of the crop. Why dilute a champion-blooded pit bull with a poodle? I'm going to land my plane, man. Or Chihuahua. I'm landing my plane.
Okay. Everybody up in here, double tap the screen. Let's get this live to 100K. We should have been at 100K. Y'all playing with y'all. Well, I was about to say y'all playing with yourselves. Pause. Double tap the screen. If you're not following me, follow me and anybody else on the panel. If you enjoyed their commentary tonight, thank you all for the gifts. I appreciate the support. We have a new goal up top with the hearts and the boxing gloves, so make sure you all get it in. And Peaceful Dev, did you want to say something?
Yes, thank you. And thank you for having me. So I wanted to add on to all these great points on the panel. The first thing I'd like to say is Black America has had a long history of loving Africa, loving the Caribbean. So we all know Michael Jackson, and we all know the song We Are the World. What a lot of people may not know is that it generated about, I want to say, $80 million in 1985 money, which is the equivalent to about 235 million that they gave to Africa. In 2010, they did the same thing and generated tens of millions for the earthquake that happened in Haiti. So Black America has a long history of loving others, but they don't have a history of loving us. They used to have a time where they would send us heroes, people like Marcus Garvey, people like Stokely
He was not no
Carmichael.
hero. He was a sellout.
He was a traitor. He was a traitor.
He was a class A tether.
Yeah.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So,
Okay, I'll let you know after, but continue.
okay,
Continue.
so I'll say
We
it
all
like
came off
this.
our mic for that one.
Okay, gotcha. No, I could be incorrect. I could be incorrect. Let's
No,
say
you're
that.
okay. Nobody's holding you down.
Uh-huh. So let's say they used to say this heroes like Stokely Carmichael, the honorable minister of the NOI, half of Malcolm X. So they used to send us people like this.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then in current days, they've sent us people like Buster Rhymes and Byron Donalds, who I have a video on how he went on the Breakfast Club and said that he doesn't support us getting reparations because he is half Panamanian and half something
Jamaican.
else.
I did
Right,
video on him too.
right, right. So that's all I wanted to say.
So can I respond? I would like peace. Thank you. Um, so Byron Donalds actually went in to a town hall meeting that was Black Republicans, right? And they were questioning him about his stance as a representative in Florida. And he spoke prior to the Breakfast Club and stated his ethnicity, his race, and why he believes that, or excuse me, he stated why he doesn't support reparations because he would not benefit from it. But that is the position that a lot of people have taken, and I believe that's why bills like HR 40 S40 were stalled after the Honorable John Conyers end up passing away. People like to talk about um, you know, uh Minister Farrakhan, but our heroes were Callie House, Reverend Isaiah Dickerson, John
Thank you.
Conyers, excuse me, John Conyers, and Dr. Claude Anderson and Fannie Lou Hamer. So when I think about those particular people, when people bring up heroes, the people who actually were, really putting pen to paper to get our established rights politically, joined with our lineage, those are the people who I think about, and nobody brings those names up. Even the people who tether on to our identity, they do not bring up none of those names because they don't have the story. They don't have the information, and it's not in their bones.
Okay.
I don't think they don't have the information. I think that they don't care to do that. That information isn't hidden. They just want to be able to live off the backs of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment at all costs. They don't want to have to fight for themselves. They don't want to have to
Thanks, Drew.
not have us as a shield. They just want to be able to uh, keep the things the way that they think that they think that they're getting over on us at this point. I mean, we've talked about 50 years worth of denigration, and we put in 2 years of saying we're seriously delineating or making other moves. I've turned off to some of the things that they have done, and of the disrespect and the constant shaming of the people that helped you get here, and then they return with, well, you called me something when I was a child. I mean, who's
Mhm.
alive who hasn't been hurt by some words from somebody close to you and somebody who doesn't even matter? That's not the point. The point is that they would have to fight for themselves, and that's not something they want to do. They are so upset because that means that their status is going to, whatever we do will impact them because they are hanging under our amendments. They don't want that.
Facts.
Yeah, let me say this, though, Lady T. You talk about helping us get here, right? So you guys help us get here, but now you guys want us to leave, right?
What we
And
wanted was for the disrespect to stop. Y'all keep
okay,
making
boom.
this a all
If you want the
absolute
disrespect to
situation.
stop, you gotta stop it, right? It goes both ways.
Oh, you had
You
50
gotta earn.
years. You
You
guys
gotta
have
give
had 50
respect to get
years. You've been
respect,
doing this for 50 years, dude.
Wait,
You've been
can I
doing this
right?
answer
for a long
to
time.
this? Can I
You've
can
been
I
doing this for a
answer
long
this?
time.
Now,
And that's
now the
okay. And
older
that's okay
generation,
because
Black Americans, right?
for
Back in the
you
days,
Africans,
back in the
Tell her,
days,
be
hold
Black
quiet. Tell her, let the
Americans.
lady
hold
talk.
on, hold
Go
on.
ahead.
What is going
Because for you
on?
Africans, can I speak?
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Nelly. And Mo, you could answer after her.
Okay, because he asked a question. So he said, you guys invited us in and things like that. Well, if you look at the 1960s, I know that you don't know anything about that because you're still stuck on stupid when it comes to your country. You don't know anything about that. Um, but what the United States of America did do since the 60s is actually bring you things on over here because they wanted somebody more docile. They wanted somebody to acquiesce to their things. And that is the reason why they started bringing you over here. Now, mind you, when they was talking about the, colored what is it called, fountains and
Ain't
everything
true.
like that, no, you guys were allowed in and everything like that. And I won't educate you on furthermore because I hate educating the uneducable, but you guys were already here, you guys already had your chance, you guys were invited, and now you guys have messed up your owners. Okay, you guys have taken money from them, and that is why they are sending you back. It has nothing to do with us and everything to do with your hypocrisy. Also, that your entitlement has caused you to leave here. That is the reason why your owners are sending you out. So, why are you here on this panel with Black Americans again? Seeing as how, you know, how y'all like to say, we don't own nothing, we don't do nothing, and everything like that. Why are y'all on here complaining about all of these things when your owners are telling you to get the ASAP? That has nothing to do with us. How about you complain to your owner?
We don't got no owners.
Yes, you do. And
All
the
right.
sad thing
Out of
about it, and
We
the
our
54
own
sad thing
person. We don't
about it
got no
is
Wait,
that
owners.
you voted
guys,
for
let
it.
the
You
man
voted.
answer. Let the man answer. Go ahead, Mo.
Right? We don't have no owners, right? When we come here, Black Americans think when African immigrants come here, or immigrant in particular, you think we come here for a handout. You think we come here to, take your shit and then just, whatever, right? But when we come here, we do contribute,
Thank
right?
you, Dr. Drew.
We pay our taxes and we contribute to this economy and to this country, right?
Yeah, everybody pays
So,
taxes. Even the
yeah.
citizens pay
So it's not
taxes.
like we are just
But that's
coming here
not a
for a
that's
handout.
not a point. That's not a talking point. As if you're supposed to be spared from our country system. Any country you are immigrating into, you have to actually meet the standards and the basics of the system they have set up. Immigration is not a system that just America has. Their immigration is a system that's all over the world. In different countries don't even allow you to have children, let alone when you have the children in their nations, those children become citizens of that nation. America has been generous because of what the descendants have done. And we're telling you that we no longer are going to give you the slip to keep walking by us, cussing us out, and thinking that you're going to benefit from our spoils. So don't
I'm
cry
still
to
trying to
us.
figure
Go
out why
cry.
he mad at us.
Go. Hold on, Deli. Go cry to your government. Stop trying to use us as your buffer so that you can get over and then run back to your country and build a house. That's not our business anymore.
Well,
So
that'll be
benefit.
done with the Chinese or the Koreans or the Belgium or the UK or the British or the United States. I mean that's they
Yeah, but
won't have a house.
they're getting
They'll
kicked out
have to
over
lease
there
it.
too.
They'll have to lease it from other people. That is,
Thank you
it's the
for making
funniest
me
thing
think
when they
of
sit there
that.
and say that we have gotten so much money and things like that, and we got houses over there in our country and things like that. Your house won't even be a land to you once you guys are done, and it's pathetic.
Out of
But
50,
you guys don't even see that. I've been telling you guys that you guys don't even see it. As long as y'all continuously come over here, as long as y'all continuously, but we're going to take from you. You do understand by y'all coming over here by the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, that y'all consistently keep on leading your country to its extermination.
extinction,
But hey,
yes,
who are me?
exactly.
I'm just
So
a
we,
low
we pour
IQ
back
bitch
into
with
our
a
country.
baby daddy.
No, you're not,
I
because
don't,
We
I
don't
don't
we
out
know.
don't
of
just
I
50,
got three
most
out
daddies.
of
I
most
got
of
54,
three
us
baby
hold
when
on,
we
hold
daddies.
on,
come here,
Hey,
hold
everybody
You know,
cannot
I'm on
talk at the
welfare.
same time. One mic.
Okay, so
I was talking.
out of 54
And then
countries,
everybody
only
start
three,
talking over.
out of 54 countries, only 3 nations are literally self-sustaining. That is Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. The other countries are literally still under colonization, and you all are letting them do that. Even so much so that
Yep.
Asian the Asians are telling you that you can't even have children with your own women, and then sending your women and
They
your
beating
and the
y'all
children they
ass.
have over to China. They're literally stealing the wombs of the women and kicking you all out of kicking the men out because they don't want the. This is wild. Like, you guys are so obsessed with America that you are not even stopping what's happening in your own nation, your own countries, your own continent. That's wow.
I, I think another point too is like we're dealing with a group of
And they
people.
aren't successful.
Bro, the reason them people even wear clothes is because we donate clothes yearly to that continent. Like, they walk around with all our old stuff
No,
on,
they
man.
got, come on now. They got
We
things
make
Come
our
to
on, man.
clothes.
do.
45
They
We
got
cents a
we
day.
things
make
to do,
our
Steph.
clothes.
Stop
Come
it.
on,
They got
bro.
things to
If
No,
y'all
they ain't
don't
got
give us
nothing to
clothes,
do.
we
Everybody
have our own
cannot.
clothes.
Y'all are overstimulating me, talking over each other. I can't take it. It makes my fucking ass itch. Please, everybody talk one at
Oh
a
my
time.
gosh.
I was the background, love. I wasn't
I
talking.
can't.
Yeah, Mr. Titternism
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah, bro.
man.
Wait,
You talk. We
love,
just keep
love.
talking,
Well,
bro.
hold on.
God
Let me
damn.
reply. Yeah,
The
we
same
have
people
our
talking.
clothes, man. We don't need your clothes. That
Brother,
just to
then why
make
you
y'all
wear
look good.
Jordans,
All right.
Timberlands,
You trying to say you guys
jerseys?
doing all this good shit just to make y'all look good? We don't
Bro,
need your shit,
bro,
What?
right? If
bro,
y'all doing
bro,
it
y'all still
just so
shine
people can see
shoes in
Oh
y'all
my
Africa, bro.
god.
looking good, then stop that
Collect
shit, right?
you all do
Bro,
this. You
Cause
all
we
my
do
don't need
brother
that.
just was in Nigeria getting his shoes shined, bro, a year
Hey,
ago.
love.
Y'all shining boots and shoes over there, man.
What's up, boo?
He's in Liberia. He's not
It's
in
the same. It's worse than
Wait,
Nigeria.
love.
They shining boots in Nigeria.
Wait, hold on, hold on, hold on,
What's
hold
up,
on.
Belly?
Love, hold on. Love.
What's up, boo?
I'm just gonna be in the background. I'm just gonna sing a
Oh,
little
I'm
bit.
not singing.
Oh
I'm
It's
not
my
gonna
too
I'm
much
not
god.
gonna
going on.
interrupt.
It's the same people talking. It's the
All right,
same
my
people
bad, my
just
bad, my
talking.
bad.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, Mo, but y'all get our donated clothes every year, brother. You see it. You've got the package came out of the UN airplane that they dropped over your village. You know what the hell time it is. Stop lying, boy. We saw y'all on commercials growing up. 29 cents a day. You know what time it is. Don't come over here and get brand new. Hell out of here.
If I may,
What our
mm,
29 cents a day done got us.
Yeah, we shouldn't have gave
These
them nothing.
ignorant mother.
if I may say something quickly,
Nigga built 100 huts and that's it. With 29 cents a day since the 80s.
Yes,
Man,
please
come on.
go.
Our
Please,
29 cent
please
done turned on us.
let peace go.
Man, come on, man.
so what's interesting is, I mean, added on to this is, like I said, foundational Black Americans have a long history of loving Africa and the Caribbean. So it's weird how
I
they're
don't
trying to
love that.
say it's weird how they're trying to say we are the ones that started this Black diaspora war. No, in no way, shape, or form. What's interesting is, if you didn't know, I'm sure you guys already know this. Emperor Haile Selassie, the great emperor of Ethiopia, actually cried out for help and called on John C. Robinson when Ethiopia was being potentially being invaded by Italy.
Italy.
So
Yeah.
that's one point, and then the other point is I looked this up. I think it says annually we send to Africa close to over $8 billion. Let me just make sure I got that right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
we.
welfare kids.
Yep. So basically, in Africa, we send them. They say sub-Saharan Africa often exceeding $7 to $8 billion, and then the top recipients of this money, are normally going to be Nigeria, Ethiopia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Mozambique, Tanzania, and Kenya. So just wanted to say that.
Forget how much we did with apartheid, how we amplified our voices. John Conyers and the Congressional Black Caucus kept that in the news, kept that information going so that they could be liberated. Please explain to us, Mo, what has your country done for us, or any of the countries in Africa done for U.S. Black Americans?
He don't even know about the ACS. So or the AC. Yeah,
No,
the
but
ACS.
let him say it. Let him say it. Cause Because you want to sit there and claim that you a victim and say we're a guest in your house and think, what have y'all done for us?
His issue was the booty scratcher. Remember, that was his issue.
Yeah, I was famous for calling one a booty scratcher back in the
No,
day,
not
man.
just that, right?
Oh, I know. But no. Don't let him get no leeway. Okay? Let's revert
African
back.
can't get no leeway or nothing, man. He
So
African. He can't go too far.
what has your country done for us? Other than us, what we have done for y'all? What have you done for us?
So you talking about as a continent or as a country? You talking about
Oh
my
my
country
god.
specifically or as a
I'm talking
continent?
about your country.
Because my country,
Your country, Liberia.
so Liberia. So if you don't know that Liberia is, I would say, the number one in ship registry, right? Which means uh commercial ships and a lot of country ships register under the Liberian flags, right? So those
UAE.
countries that register under the
That
Liberian
belongs
flag,
to UAE.
right?
Next.
So they benefit from that. Like the
UAE. That belongs to them. Next.
They also produce a lot of rubber in Liberia, but it's owned by a white man out of Palm Beach by the last name Firestone. So
So
What has
next.
Africa
Yep.
given
So
to
next.
America? What has Africa given to us to help support us? Don't give us people from the 1800s or even the 60s. Those
Black
people are gone.
Americans.
What have you done?
What specifically have you guys done for Black Americans? We're not talking about we created the rubber that is from a Neanderthal. We have gotten all of these things or whatever. That's the UAE that owns y'all. What have y'all done specifically for Black
I mean, look,
Americans? We
we
can
have people
name
in
you and
politics. We
specify
have,
what we have done
I'm
for
sure you
your
know
countries.
African immigrants
How
that's
come
in politics right
you
now that
can't
is
specify?
representing
All of those
Black
who are in
America.
office, all of those that are in
Okay,
office represent their people. That's the communities in which they represent. They don't
but
represent Black Americans.
you
We
don't
don't live in
realize
your
this though.
we
You
don't
don't
live
realize
in
this,
your
right?
communities. We don't
They
work
don't see
together.
that
We don't build
when black
together.
folks.
So
Let,
tell
let me
us
finish real
what
quick, Lady
any of
T.
you have
When
contributed to us. That's helping your communities, not ours.
outside of bringing
this is what you don't
diseases,
get, Lady T, right? When a Black American see a melanated person in office, right?
No,
They
bye.
think
Next,
they think we are one of
no,
y'all, right?
no, no,
nah,
no,
Because we
nah,
are
they
all
don't.
And
melanated
you're
folks.
no,
We are
black.
all
You're not
kinfolk, you
black.
could say, right?
no,
You're not one. We don't perceive you
To
no,
as
the
one of us.
outside,
You
let me
said
finish
no
real quick.
black.
To the outside
no,
world, we are all
bye.
one people, right?
Next,
So
No,
when we in political office, we put the Black
no,
America on the
no,
spotlight.
no, you're
no,
not. Trump
next,
trying to
We
deport
have
all the
our
next.
own
Somalians.
representatives that represent us and you.
They
See, that's
trying to
the
deport
difference.
all
See, you
you
only think
Somalians,
about
man.
yourselves. That's the only thing you're concerned about is yourself. Ilmar represents your community. What's her name in Michigan? She represents that community. We're talking about what,
Then
and we have opened
then
the
why do
land for
Black
you.
Americans vote for African
Name
immigrants in
the
political
things.
office?
Let
If
me
we
hold
think we
up,
here for
everybody.
ourselves, why do
Please
you?
wait. The reason why we voted for you all is because we believed in the bullshit lie that all skin folk were kinfolk. We grew up under the guise of Pan Africanism. We thought that you all, we kind of parentified ourselves when it came to you all. Like, we needed to help y'all because, like Deli was singing, we only saw you guys as like hungry children in need. So we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. We helped you to get in positions of power because we thought that maybe you would actually do something for us in return. And you have not done anything but undermine us. And now in 2026, I'll be damned if us as a collective make the same mistakes. We are not insane. We won't keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Now we can see you clearly. Now we can see you clearly. We couldn't. We were under root work spell and MK Ultra and programming from
Yep.
the fucking
There you
TV.
go.
Now we can see you clearly. This is why we hold these spaces. People keep saying, oh, I'm tired of this, or why y'all keep saying something. We have to continue to wake each other up. There's people up in this live that probably have never seen me before. They've never heard you all before. Tonight, they heard an African girl that claimed she was bi-ethnic get up here and tell us we don't know where we're from. Tonight, they heard two Nigerian men come up here and call and say that, we needed to whiten up the race and mix with biracials to make our race better. Tonight we heard you get up here and say, oh, well, y'all, we gave y'all a president. We're hearing things that is further helping to wake us up. We talk to you all, we engage. I even allow you all to come up here so that we can see clearly who you are for who you are out of the horse's mouth.
And you guys are trying to also use other immigrant groups to get yourselves in office. You're moving into populated areas that also speak to the climate of immigration right now. And you're using them to try to push yourself into office. You're not doing
But
it for the benefit.
I thought Africa,
You're
quote
not
unquote,
Hold
doing
wasn't
up,
a
it.
Deli.
country.
Let her land, and then you could interject. Go
You're
ahead,
not,
ATP.
thank you. You're not doing it for the benefits of Black America. You're doing it for the benefits of yourselves. You're selfish people.
But I thought Africa wasn't a country and y'all thought that we didn't know what it was and that it was a continent and 54 countries. How do y'all like to splay against each other? Oh, I'm from Liberia. Oh, I'm from Ethiopia. Oh, I'm from Nigeria. Oh, I'm from South Africa. Oh, I'm from this, that, and the third. You guys are so detrimental to other people that you would sit there and claim their place as your own and sit there
Mm-hmm.
and disrespect them. You guys are so disrespectful. But you know what? I'm gonna lay waste to you guys like your country has. Y'all like to sit there and claim that your country is the motherland. You let the little Neanderthals lie to you. Y'all was never from there. Y'all are so pathetic that y'all will sit there and allow that stuff because the Neanderthals never
Thanks,
tell a
Anthony.
lie, right? They don't wrote down in books, and that's what y'all read in y'all countries and everything like that. The most valued language there that they have is English. Y'all can speak French, y'all can speak Spanish, y'all can speak every other language, but y'all will sit there and speak English. Y'all are embarrassing. I couldn't imagine y'all thinking that y'all are the first people ever in life
Deli.
that is the creation of anything. When y'all are a creation of destruction, look at how you come here.
And
We are
property.
Deli.
visitors.
When you talk
You're
about the
supposed
motherland,
to
right?
respect us.
It's
You
your
are
people,
supposed to do
Black
all of this stuff for
Americans.
us. You're
I,
supposed to know you guys are beggars. And when you sit there and say that, oh, we came over here with just a dream, nothing but a dream, with a shoelace and a ripped t-shirt. What was your
Oh,
daddy
not a
doing?
ripped
On
t-shirt.
his knees? Because you left your mama and her 3 baby daddies that was born on January fucking 1st, that y'all don't even have a sorry. Y'all don't even have a date in when y'all was born. That tells me that y'all don't even know when y'all grandmamas know your great grandmamas know your great. Y'all can't even trace y'all lineage back. How pathetic of you to dare tell us that we don't know where we come from when this has been our home and we are the originals. Y'all are subsections of us. Bum.
Thank you, CJ. Go ahead, Mo. You can respond. Please let Mo respond without interrupting him, guys.
yeah, I'm gonna say the deal, right? I personally, I think, FBA, Black Americans, yeah, I believe, most of them are indigenous to this land, but some are from Africa, right? And some of them have African, descent, right? And
Excuse me.
I've heard Black Americans say, I've called Africa their homeland, right? I've heard Black Americans say that, and that's okay, right? Because Black Americans, they go to Africa, we welcome them in Africa, right? We gave them citizenship, right? Because you can see your celebrities going over there and all the prominent figures, even your leaders, right? Like, I can name leaders, right, that back in the day they believe in Black unity and Pan Africanism, right? So
Mm-hmm.
your leaders back in the day, they believe in this Black solidarity, right? Even your grandparents, right? But nowadays it seems like this generation of Black Americans, right? They want to pivot away from that, right?
Hey, stop
And
lying,
create
bro.
this division,
You lying, bro.
right?
I
But
don't
what
know
if
how old you
Mo? But
is.
that's the thing, Mo. What have you all done
How
to
old?
No,
How
no,
actually?
old
no,
are
no,
you,
no, no,
Mo?
no, no, no,
God
no,
Wait.
no.
damn.
She
Oh my
said,
God.
hold on.
Oh,
But
Hold on,
and,
you
and I
guys.
say
Hold on,
this
hold
for
on.
example, right?
Let him.
And I say this
Go
when I say that,
ahead.
I say that as an example, right? I've seen the late Jesse Jackson, right? A lot of FBA going after that man. For what reason? right? For what reason? And most of FBA say is because he believed in Pan-Africanism, right? He believed in black solidarity, and he believed in, in, in in just, people, as unity, like African, like we are all one people. He believed that. But Black Americans, they don't accept him just for that belief.
Man, that man
No,
ain't
that's
never
not
said we
right.
was all one people.
Hold up,
Him,
Mr.
Right.
Taylor. Wait a
minds
minute.
have changed.
Hold up, guys. Let me speak. The reason why people don't, the reason why our generation is waking up to the BS that we've been spoon fed about solidarity from you all is because we are in an age where we have access to more resources. We're not as indoctrinated as generations before us, and we are now seeing the fruits of our labor and of our ancestors' labor go to waste and go by the wayside. Being so inclusive has actively, I think someone else mentioned it undone a lot of the works of our ancestors, and we probably will be way further if we were still focusing solely on ourselves instead of uplifting and upholding other people just because of we got the same hue of complexion. That has been our downfall, and it has been to our detriment that we've been so inclusive. We've been voting you all into office, as you love to keep pointing out, and it has done absolutely nothing but set us back. Literally set us back. Our civil rights movement has been hijacked by immigrants, and it is not okay. And we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. We are them on steroids times 10. We're bolder, we're stronger. We are, rightfully taking our place, and the torch has been passed to us, and we are, I don't even know how to explain it. We are them times 1,000. We ain't taking no shit. We don't cower. We're not going to put our heads down, and we're honoring them. February was Ancestor Veneration Month, and I could not have been prouder to see how many of us was actually standing up against people that was talking down on the accomplishments, and how many of us was making beautifully curated videos and just immaculate content highlighting our accolades and our accomplishments. We've been standing together under the guise of triumph, resilience, strength, and pride, and you all want to unalive yourselves because of it. You've only ever seen us stand together in solidarity through trauma, and that is not our story. We are reclaiming our story, and you cannot attach yourself to it, and it makes you guys want to dive off of a cliff. And that's the issue. We can see you now. We're not taking, oh, we all the same, so you could disrespect me and cuss me out and denigrate me and talk about my ancestors and call our soul food slave food. We're not taking it anymore. And that is what the issue is. That is where the discord, you all would never admit it, but the real problem is that we're sparring with you now verbally. We were not doing that before. We're not physically fighting you in the street like y'all do each other. You all go to the pits of hell with your insults because you don't know how to spar. We are wordsmiths. We create our greatest art form is music. Do you know what it takes to be music and rhythmically inclined to? That's poetry. The way we use our words annihilates you all. That's why y'all resort to slavery and statistics and black on black. Y'all have to go low to the pits of hell because you cannot fuck with us on an intellectual level. You don't understand our nuance. You don't understand metaphors. You don't have rebuttals. You're not quick-witted. You can't fuck with us in that way. And y'all can't take it that we entered the ring. We are sparring with you. Great debaters. Y'all don't have the bandwidth. And this is why you're upset. You wanted us to be like our predecessors and just continue to take it and lay down and don't say anything. That's not happening anymore. We kept saying, leave us alone. Y'all kept going on the panels, going on the podcast, talking crazy, disrespecting our ancestors, running amok, not appreciating how we've opened the door to usher you in. We don't gotta time travel to slavery. I'm talking about present day me, Love Jones. I have been the first Black American woman to walk into certain spaces, and the first that anyone has ever hired. I used to work in hospitality. I've opened restaurants with other people, and I was the only Black girl there. I personally opened doors for people. I personally have had to be the representative for all of us. We've been doing it present day. We don't got a time travel in a goddamn Back to the Future DeLorean. We're talking about right now. We still put ourselves on the line to open the door for you all. We get into higher positions, and we still, when we have a quota to fill, we hire everybody that's not a fucking paleface, and y'all disrespect us and spit in our face, and we're not letting you do it anymore. You're not going to sun us anymore, and you don't like it, and that's the bottom line.
Our words are so powerful that they have to compare us to the triple K.
Hello.
Right, diabolical. That's
I
so
haven't lifted a
diabolical.
finger. All it is words, and that is enough to slice their spirit completely.
They're
I
No, but
think
that's
they're
okay.
in their
That's
own
okay
country
because
acting
they
like the
want to.
triple K.
I think the
Yeah, that's okay
diaspora.
because they sit there and play the victim everywhere they go. If you are talking about Ireland, that is what they are doing. If you're talking about, I mean, and these are videos that are recorded with you things out there sitting there trying to demand anything, yet you guys can't even demand anything in your own country. Now, mind you, you are the majority in your country. I couldn't imagine being this weak and pathetic that you would come over here and try to assert your quote unquote dominance on other people who did nothing to you, but not the people who is actually taken from your country. It's actually embarrassing. You guys are ass backwards, okay? So just because y'all have that problem, I know that y'all are jealous from us because we came from literally nothing and made the entirety of the world move. I couldn't imagine having everything back at home and nothing moves except for they take it and y'all kneel on your knees for the next one who take it. I couldn't imagine doing that. Of course y'all want what we got. Of course y'all would sit there and be like, well, I came over here and I made something of myself and things like that. Yeah, because what does 5 shillings or 10 naira mean to the United States of America? Of course you're gonna be like, I make $17 an hour and I'm an Uber driver. Of course I'm living a better life than you guys. Baby, you guys are basic. The ones that y'all consider to be what is it? Oh, that's the hood. And y'all are living in poverty and things like that. Our poverty is y'all middle class. I will
Mm-hmm.
tell you that much. You know why? Because I've been to y'all countries. You know, I like to go flailing places and I love traveling. So I've been to y'all places.
Why go there if
Our
we are ASS?
poverty
Why go
is
there?
y'all
Why go
middle
visit?
class. I have been there and I've actually been to the top class where I actually speak to the people who actually have things over there and I don't have to touch y'all. But when I go into the city, I see y'all. Ew. But, yuck. But that's none of my business. That's your country. That's what you guys decide. And your government is allowing y'all to get overtaken over some shillings or some nairas. That has nothing to do with us. So why are you over here in our space trying to dictate what we do? Meanwhile, they are messing up your country. You know why? Because you would rather pass away than go back to your country. EBA, you are everywhere but Africa. You are everywhere but the country that you claim. You are everywhere but the country you are proud of, that you have pride in, that you will actually fight for. In fact, you leave your women and your children to be discarded. That's what y'all do. Y'all have no goddamn integrity. Y'all have no goddamn animosity. Y'all have no fight within y'all. And that's why y'all are fucking flailing and fleeing like the things on dogs.
Oh,
That's how we can easily tell y'all out the crowd too. We don't see the rebelliousness on y'all. That fight that Black Americans have. That no, at that we can't explain it. I think the diaspora is scared of us delineating because no one cares. We are the influence behind the diaspora. We are the power behind the diaspora. We are the income behind the diaspora. We are everything behind the diaspora. We what make
Mhm.
that diaspora goes. If we goes, all the abuse that they were suffering before we put our arms around them, we'll go back to that.
Well, bye. See if you can make it out on your own. Stop talking to us and make it out on your own. Seeing as how y'all work harder, y'all work smarter, and all of those things, right? Y'all can do it on your own and things
But
like
that's
that.
what
Y'all
we're
don't
doing
need
right
us. Y'all
now.
want to sit
We
there and
don't need
impede on
y'all.
us. Y'all got it.
Yeah, oh,
Y'all
Y'all
can
got
stop
it.
definitely
sending
need
Y'all
us.
troops.
got it, right? Y'all no.
Just like
Y'all
y'all
got it.
stop sending
Y'all
the
ain't got
U.S.
no help
aid.
from us, baby.
Y'all
And them
stop
little
sending the
things
U.S.
that
aid. Y'all
you
can stop
consider
sending
your
troops.
deities, them little Neanderthals gonna fight right behind us because they ain't got nothing without us. Y'all are so pathetic that y'all think that those things that y'all should listen to, but they listen to us. So y'all go ahead and y'all do the things that y'all do. I guarantee you wouldn't last. But go ahead. And I'm telling you this now. So when it happens, don't be on our channel sitting there talking about, well, these things are happening and all this, and you guys did this to us or whatever. Nope. It's the things that y'all allowed to come inside. You should have closed that door.
Do you know our Black America, our culture generate 20 plus $1 trillion yearly just off our culture and our influence and what we do yearly generate 20 trillion north of that. Do you think the American want that to walk out the door? No, they don't want us gone. They want us. They want to control. This is why YT America
They
problem
want
with us.
us
They
subdued.
broke. They
They
both.
want us
They are
subdued.
obsessed. They are obsessed with us, and they are threatened by us. If they can't have their objects of obsession, which is us on the fields, then they would choose to destroy us instead. But what they found out, they can't even do that because they didn't create us. We are too powerful for them to destroy. So now they just stuck. And then they tried to bring the immigrants over here and pay them. We had just replaced them. They got the skin color, so they can just do it, and they can't
Nah,
do it.
those are
That ain't what
animals.
our
Those are
skin
animals.
color.
We don't
Our
have the
skin
same.
colors
Nah,
ain't
we
our
don't have
skin
the
color ain't
same.
our skin color ain't what make us us. Like that's what everybody don't understand. Our skin color is not what make us us. That's why we keep telling y'all everybody it ain't nobody but black Americans because what make us black is not our skin color. It's our experience and what we went through and how we see the world, how we view the world. It's completely different than the third worlders. Y'all coming over here like, well, why are we complaining? Over here, we ain't got tissue. We ain't got this. We ain't got this. Black Americans, y'all shouldn't be complaining because we ain't got this back home. It's like just because you ain't got that back home doesn't mean these white people ain't trying to play in our face. I don't care you ain't got this back home. They not finna play in our face, and we not finna be quiet. Y'all
Why
want to
didn't
come on.
y'all
We be
fight for
quiet and we
it?
work. I don't know why they ain't fight for it. Like
Why haven't y'all fought for anything?
I'm
If
glad
you're
I'm a black
talking about,
American.
if you want to
Deli,
go
let
off
the
of your
Don
government,
land, Deli. He been was up here waiting to go.
oh,
Go
sorry,
ahead, and then
sorry.
y'all, we gotta get into that final thoughts. I'm tired, y'all.
And I'm just
Go ahead,
landing with
Don.
this. Like y'all wanted to compete with us. Now we competing. 83. We've been locked out of every system for help and resources in this land. 83% of us is above the poverty line. Name me a country in the diaspora that can say the same. 83% of Black Americans are not even living in poverty. Name me a group in the diaspora that can say the same.
That's
Any
because we
country,
ain't
and
in the
it's a lot of them.
diaspora. We ain't a part of the diaspora. That's them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They come, oh, we doing this, we doing that. Like, dude, y'all just coming over here and scamming y'all way, and we worked hard. Y'all want the education to try to lord over us. We want education because we don't want to walk around dumb. Like, we was just raised. Education has always been a high priority to us. So y'all flexing y'all education is like, dude, okay. My grandma graduated with a master's, my auntie, my mom, like we all got people that graduated, got high education. Like y'all ain't doing nothing we haven't already done 10 times over, and y'all trying to come flexing our faces. It's really irritating to us. That's what really gets on our nerves. Like y'all done something we'd have done 100 times over and think y'all doing something. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
And
And
still
y'all
ain't
want to
doing
look
nothing.
mad
Let me
at
say,
us. Y'all wanted to play away games. Y'all wanted every time we said something to these people, y'all wanted to play away games. Congratulations, we put a away jersey on y'all. Y'all are the away team now, and
Facts.
it's no mercy. We gave y'all 70 years to get on board. That is over with. Is y'all finna stand on what y'all said. Y'all disrespected us. Y'all disrespected our ancestors, and now y'all finna have to stand on that. And I'm gonna land my plane. I'm a big fan of Love Jones. Thanks for having me, and love to all my FBA and Dilly. I'm definitely followed you because man, you been going ham on here,
yeah.
and I love that.
No,
Let me
sorry,
just say one
sorry.
thing,
I'm
love.
sorry. I gotta
Well,
get it together.
a lot of people talk about, what Africa is facing right now, right? Our internal problems, et cetera, right? But they don't realize it's systematic, right? It's not personal. We don't want this. Whatever is going on,
Stop being a victim.
right?
What can you
No,
help with your country?
Yeah, you're a victim.
but there's a thing, right? This thing, it's
This is
like
a systematic problem. What have you done to
American
help
and
your
Western
country?
countries, right? American and
What have
Western
you done
countries.
to help your country?
We are doing right now,
Okay, so what are y'all
right?
doing? Name it.
We are kicking out the foreigners and people that come in to exploit our country and our people. That's what we're doing, right?
Not
I
in
haven't
not in
seen
But
that.
this
No,
thing,
Liberia.
no,
this
no,
this
no.
is not
Because
going to
as
happen
of yet,
overnight.
they're
Let
still,
me finish
the
real quick.
foreigners are
This is
still
not.
in y'all
This
country.
is.
So
We are
what are you
working
talking
on it.
about?
This
Are
is
you
not going to
lying?
happen overnight. It's
Are
going to
you
take
lying?
years. It's going
They
to take
took over
years,
it overnight.
right? Because
They
the
took that shit
beggars
over
of
overnight.
exploitation. And one of the things that your government is good at, one of the things your government
Oh
is
my
good at,
God. Now you
right?
got to play the blame game. Okay.
Y'all be making these shitty ass deals and unfair trade
No,
towards
no, 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 no.
and
You
countries in
guys allow
Africa,
it.
right?
That's the thing. We told
Cause they
y'all what it
know
was. And that's the problem with you
y'all don't.
things that like to
A lot of these
speak.
shitty ass deals,
Y'all allow
y'all
it.
don't do it
We
in
tell
goodwill.
y'all what
Y'all
is
Hey,
don't
going to
I
do it in good
can't.
happen and
This
faith.
you
is
call us
aggravating me.
liars.